Chiefed Up, the best damn Kansas City Chiefs podcast in the kingdom.
Chiefs Kingdom. Welcome back to All Chiefed Up. We're back with another podcast for that ass. Steve.
What?
Let's talk about Rashee Rice a little bit. That's the hot topic today, man.
Why'd you have to fake me out like that?
Sorry.
Man, yeah. Rashee Rice is the hot topic. Why? Because he can't stay out of the freaking news. That's why.
Yeah, this guy. We haven't talked about it too much yet, but we're going to talk about it a little bit today. We're going to talk about maybe what Brett Veach's options are, maybe what the Chiefs' options are. Again, there's a lot to dive into, and who really knows? Like, we don't know, Steve.
Yeah, we got to wait for more stuff to come out.
Yeah,
I mean, I've read some things
knows.
here and there, but I don't know if there's anything concrete, like, or if who knows if it's real or not. I don't know. But either way, appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight, being on the live stream, talk about Rashee Rice a little bit. Do us a favor, hit that like button real quick. It just takes a second. It'll help get this out to more people. We can get more people in here tonight, have a good conversation, and all that good stuff, man. Yeah, but so Rashee Rice, they're saying he hit a photographer, correct?
Right. Apparently this happened Monday into the early hours on Monday morning, Sunday night. They used the word hit, not punched. Okay. Because people are saying he punched someone. That's not been corroborated. They're using the word hit. So that could also mean push, whatever. Apparently the photographer, the paparazzi, whoever it was, like there's not a lot of info still. He took himself to the hospital, non-life-threatening injuries. And then from what I've heard today, and I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that he's decided he's not going to press charges. So if he does not press charges,
that's a nothing burger.
Yeah, the DA will not pick this up. This is a nothing burger. It's gonna, but well, you still got this on top of his last incident, and that in lies the problem.
We have to think about things like this. Like Tyreek Hill punched an old man at a boat dock. No one cared.
He punched an old man in a boat dock. It was on
right
video.
In the head.
I wonder if we can get some video of this Rashee Rice footage. Do you think it was actually Rashee Rice, though, or do you think it was somebody with Rashee Rice, and he probably just got the blame? These guys don't go anywhere by themselves.
Right, but I mean, if one of his buddies did it, I don't think the guy would have tried to make a thing out of it.
Would it not? Like, if you're a photographer and you're trying to get in a celebrity's face and take your annoying pictures like they do, and then somebody pushes you, you're just not going to be like, that was Rashee Rice. Let's try to sue.
You wouldn't come out and say that. Like, oh, well, Rashee Rice hit me when you know it's not him. No, here's the thing about it.
Wait, if it was also a big enough deal to make this much of a stink over it, and now you're not going to press charges? It's been one day.
He's just going to take a settlement off to the side.
That's true.
It's a money grab, right?
That's what everybody does.
The thing about it is, though, no one has any reason to believe anything Rashee Rice has to say about it.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, I think he's already settled himself into Chiefs Kingdom as being a guy that doesn't give a rat's ass about anyone else but other than Rashee Rice. I think everybody thinks that, knows that, and that's kind of where they're at with it. I'm kind of there too. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm tired of seeing this guy's name outside of, scoring touchdowns. Like, it is the off season. I shouldn't be reading about you unless you're working out with Mahomes in Texas or something. Otherwise, keep a low profile. Quit being an idiot. You're young. You have a big, bright future in front of you. Quit trying to screw it up. I mean, it's stupid.
Man, look, it's all been coming out slowly. It's been leaking. Apparently, this goes back to the SMU days. He was flagged and taken off certain teams' boards. And
that's
then
why we got him where we got him.
Exactly, and everybody hid that. And now you're starting to see something. But what's funny, though, is up until this past offseason with the incident, then turning around and get this. And again, I think these two things are very much linked. And I'm going to tell you why. If he don't have the whole driving incident, then this is a no-go because more than likely the paparazzi's not trying to get pictures of him and be in his face. That's probably what triggered this one, and then he took the bait, which is still ignorant. But what's funny is, like, he lives in that neighborhood. You remember seeing the neighborhood he lived in where those little kids would come out and hold up signs and be like, Rashee, and he just seemed like a good guy, and he never got any trouble till just this past offseason. So, like, he kept his head down for an entire, like, rookie season, all the rookie offseason, and then...
Or did he just get lucky?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, he could be doing dumb things every day. A lot of these guys could be doing dumb things every day and getting away with it.
Right. You could be drinking and driving. You could be doing all kinds of stuff and just not get caught, I guess.
Right. So I mean, I don't know. All I know right now is he's not making a good name for himself. Like people,
Lamar Hunt is not going to, I don't think, stand for this too often. Look, Andy and them seem like they've just become pushovers. Is this the idea? Like, they've got to step down on him hard right now, right? Because
absolutely,
the Chiefs have kind of, since Tyreek Hill and all this has kind of been that they get away with everybody feels like they're entitled to get away with stuff here. Doesn't it feel
what
like
they need to do? They need to bring Kadarius Toney in the room with them and be like, look at that. See what happens when you don't focus on football? Is that what you want to be?
Do you want to be a rapper next? Is that what you're trying to do?
Trying to build up some clout?
Well,
trying to get hard?
So here's the thing. Nobody really knows anything. Steve, we could have popped on for a live last night. We could have said, hey, guys, Rashee Rice is in trouble again.
Yeah, but,
we could have read you the same 2 sentences that you're going to Google search, okay? And even today,
really
nothing more has come out. Yeah. Look, if he don't have his first incident, this is like a non-talking point, to be honest. But I do believe
it would have still been brought up, but it wouldn't have been as received.
Right.
Like,
but
oh
with
my
the
God,
first
here we go
point,
again.
We've said this time and time again. I thought 8 games for Rashee Rice over the first incident was a little strong. I didn't know if it would get to that point.
We could start stacking though.
But now just because it's like you're not learning, you're not being contrite, you're not having inner self-reflection and getting better. You're putting yourself in bad situations.
What is he, Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
I'm contrite.
He said, I did not have sexual relations. And they said, we didn't
with that
accuse
photographer.
you of that, bro. We said you pushed him, not, horned it. But yeah, the thing is like, now I do believe Goodell could come down on him really hard. He could say, look, I was going to be 8. I was going to cut it to 6, and now you're back to 8. You may be to 10 at this point.
Well, let's be honest. Like, the first incident happened, and it's all out there, and you're like, crap, this is not good. This is bad, right? And then, like, literally before a month or a half's up, you're already back in the headlines.
Dude.
Now it's probably a point to where the team and the league and everybody else surrounding themselves with Rashee Rice is like, dude, enough's enough.
You remember when Andy Reid...
We're not going to start this pattern.
Do you remember when Andy Reid threatened to send that dude to Canada?
No.
I don't remember who it was, but wasn't it like a thing where the dude kept messing up and he's like, you're going to be speaking Canadian. And I don't know what speaking Canadian means because
French?
they speak English and French. Mm-hmm. So I don't, but yeah, it's getting to the point where, look, we got to start looking at, is this going to implicate 2024 season? Still don't know this. Still, this isn't enough to put them back on the commissioner's exempt list. It's not.
Right.
You still got to let this play out. More than likely, the first one, we've already, we kind of speculate that this first one, the whole driving incident is going to be delayed, pushed to next offseason. He'll take a bunch of settlements, and then he may be suspended for 2025, not 2024. Mm-hmm. This one, it looks like if this report today is true and he's not going to press charges, a DA is not going to pick up and press charges probably. They're not going to go out of their way to do that. So this one will just be swept away, civil suit. But Goodell still could
It's still on the radar, right?
Right. So, but this still may not impact this season. But let's just assume this. Let's assume that he does take plea deals, they can't push it out, and this does impact this season. And let's say Goodell says, I was going to be nice and give you 6 games. And then you could have probably appealed it down to 4.
I'm going to be nice and give you 6.
But for now, you're not doing it. I'm making a total example. You're an idiot. We're going a full 8 games here, and we're probably not going to bargain with you.
Well,
so
I mean, at some point, you set a precedence for all rookies coming in. Like, hey, you're not going to come in this league and act like an idiot all the time.
I think they still do this, don't they? Remember, every team usually brings in people to talk to rookies, and they have like a rookie orientation. Is this just going one ear and out the other? Again, is this just a thing where the Chiefs and Andy Reid and Brett Veach have got themselves into situations where they keep taking chances on these kinds of kids, and they're just not being stern enough with them? It's like good cop, bad cop, and good cop just keeps winning.
Right. At some point, it looks like you're not trying to give second chances, and you just don't care how they act as long as they play good football. So, I mean, it's not a good look. So it's a fine line you got to walk. So if you're going to bring in these troublemakers or guys that have potential to be troublemakers, I think you have to be stern with them and make sure that they change what they're doing. Otherwise, you're going to give yourself the look that you're the Raiders. Like we'll take the jailbirds and stuff.
So look, let's assume, and before we move on to that, do you remember this? By the way, I threw this up on X today. Devontae Adams won't be punished for the NFL for shoving. He completely destroyed a photographer in Arrowhead Stadium.
We all
the
witnessed
field.
that with our own eyes. So.
Right, and he didn't even get in trouble by the league. Now, again, this isn't stacked with a driving incident and a running from the police. I fully understand this, but that just shows that I don't think the photographer thing is going to be a big deal if it were on its own.
Well, I just uploaded a picture. I'm gonna pop it up, and before I do,
sorry.
Well, you go ahead and pop it up. I don't know anything about this source, by the way, so just take it with a grain of salt. But this is apparently the photographer up here. With a little ice pack on his jaw. Either way, it says Kansas City Chiefs player Rashee Rice faces backlash after assaulting celebrity cameraman.
Wait, he's a celebrity cameraman?
I don't know. In a shocking turn of events, Kansas City Chiefs player Rashee Rice finds himself at the center of controversy following an altercation with a celebrity cameraman that resulted in cameraman sustaining a fractured jaw. See, this is what I'm saying. I don't know this source. So I don't know if this is true at all, by the way. No idea. I just found this. Says the incident has sparked outrage and raised questions about the behavior of professional athletes off the field. The altercation took place during a public event where Rice was being photographed and filmed by members of the media. According to eyewitnesses, tensions escalated quickly when the cameraman who was trying to capture footage of Rice allegedly got too close for comfort. What followed was a physical altercation that left the cameraman with a serious injury. So, here's the thing. If he's already saying that he's not going to press charges, then it doesn't matter what the injury is.
Right. Well, look, I'm not buying it. To me, it feels like an ambulance chaser kind of thing.
Right. Who's taking a selfie of themselves with their broken jaw?
With that little bitty ice pack. He wasn't even swollen.
Right.
His face ain't even swollen.
Oh, it might be under the ice pack. Maybe it's just...
Dude, if you get a fractured
maybe he's
jaw,
quagmired out on one side.
That is a broken jaw. Like... Matter of fact, the ice pack looks like that side is skinnier than the other side of his face. Like, wouldn't it have got all the way up into like swelling into your eye and like orbital bone, maybe? I don't know. I'm not a doctor and I don't care.
Pretty crazy, though.
I'm also not a lawyer and I do not care. So this is what I care about. If Rashee Rice gets suspended this year, what are the Chiefs going to do, Steve? People don't like the wide receiver room as it is. This was a monumentally great wide receiver class in this 2024 draft, and Brett Veach traded up for one guy that was 165 pounds, who, by the way, cool, but he didn't even double dip. He just gets one dude, okay, and then Rashee Rice. And by the way, Rashee Rice was already in trouble, according to this, and the Chiefs were worried, according to James Palmer, they were going to miss 8 games already. Right. And they still said, Xavier Worthy, and that's it. They've not picked up anybody else. Okay, a lot of people want them to pick up Tyler Boyd. We were not one. We don't like Tyler Boyd, but he ends up signing with the Titans. Steve, it's come out. There's a new name on the horizon. Chiefs have perfect opportunity to acquire former first-round wide receiver. Chiefs should acquire Titans Treylon Burks. Burks is averaging 30.6 yards per catch in his career, though he's been a victim of the quarterback purgatory known as the Titans QB room. Mm-hmm. His ability to fight for catches down the field is exactly what the Chiefs have been missing in recent years. Bleacher Report, or not Bleacher Report, I'm sorry, I don't remember who put that out. Kingdom Connect? I don't know who did it. Who cares?
Way to cite your sources.
Right, here's my sources. This was a mock draft website, but they actually wrote, Justin Mello here wrote one, 3 teams that should trade for Treylon Burks. The Chiefs were in there, okay? Mm-hmm. And so look, this is picking up steam over the past 2-3 days. Treylon Burks, Chiefs, Brett Veach needs to make the call. Steve, do you like Treylon Burks? Would Treylon Burks be a suitable replacement for Rashee Rice if Rashee Rice misses half the season in 2024?
Okay. This is a tough one for me. Treylon Burks coming out of college, I loved him.
You were a big Treylon Burks fan. Pops was not.
Absolute beast. Very A.J. Brown-esque. Like, he's a monster in college. And I'm with the guy that wrote I think that he's kind of fell to the wayside in Tennessee because, first of all, their quarterbacks have sucked.
Tannehill wasn't that bad.
Tannehill sucked. Let's be honest. What are we talking about?
Tannehill can get you the ball.
Can he?
I mean, wasn't he a Pro Bowler?
Not to mention, they kind of, like, you know how, like, sometimes fan bases will just, which we've seen this with our own fan base, but they'll jump on a player and just like burn them at the stake.
This has already happened. So look, we like Lance here. We're friends with Lance from the Spoken. He come out today, instantly compares him to Sky Moore and says it's a bust situation. Why do you want another Sky Moore-esque bust? And then as soon as he said that, 30 different Chiefs talking heads on X decided to reword what he said and then re-put it out there as if they thought of that themselves. And then the funny thing is nobody else got the amount of hate that Lance does because people just love to hate on Lance.
I get that.
So,
but no, what I'm saying is
so do
Treylon
you
Burks.
think he's Sky Moore?
No, from the beginning of
exactly.
training camp with them in his rookie season, he threw up at practice, and that was the headline.
Oh, yeah. It was kind of like the Xavier Worthy drop.
Oh, he's out of shape.
Yeah.
He's out of shape. He threw up. And it's literally been one thing after another with him and the fan base just not liking him and not giving him a shot. Treylon Burks has a massive ceiling. He's, like I said, he was a monster. If you go back and watch his tape, it was Arkansas, right? Or South Carolina?
It was Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Bro.
Yeah, Leggett was South Carolina guy. But yeah, he was a monster in college, and I really liked him coming out. He was one of my favorites. So it being this early in his career, then yeah, I definitely think he could help.
Look,
is it necessary to trade for anybody? I'm not on that train, but
okay. Well, many questions coming out of what you just said. Number one, okay, Treylon Burks' best stuff in college did replicate Sky Moore in a way. It was get him the ball and let him be a big slot receiver that could create after the catch. Okay. Because he didn't have the greatest top-end speed, if I remember correctly. But he had pretty good hands, and he could make people miss out of that slot position. He was a huge 220-pound slot receiver. So you do have that going for you. What do you have to replace with Rashee Rice? A guy that's going to eat up a zone, work the underneath, and get the ball. Once he gets the ball in his hands, eat some chunk yardage, right? And then be a red zone threat. Treylon Burks would give you that. And like you said, high ceiling. But do the Chiefs necessarily need more high ceiling guys? That's all we have on this. We need high floor guys at this point, in my opinion. I think we got to start getting some high floor guys because we don't have any high floor guys. Our best one's going to be suspended for 8 weeks, and then Hollywood Brown on a 1 year. That's
definitely
our high
agree
floor.
with that. I definitely agree with that. I will tell you this though. One thing I like about Treylon Burks, it's kind of the opposite of everybody that the Chiefs grabbed, say in a draft or anywhere else, is he's not the most athletic guy in the world, but his production was always high. So it's like in college, he was the 31st ranked receiver in the combine that year in athleticism. But he was number 1 in production. Like, he's just a guy that balls and gets it done. Like you said, he's not the fastest. He ran a 4.55 40. But the kid's a beast. And even, like I said, he was A.J. Brownish. That's what Lance Zierlein actually said, too, when he projected him to go in the first round. He said he's A.J. Brown with more wiggle. So he can definitely do a lot of things for you.
Wiggle. So, see, it's the hoe catch the ball and create, which we do need that. That is going to be what Rashee Rice does. Like, when was Rashee Rice at his best? When he finally learned to sit down in a zone, and then he would catch the ball and create. There was times where he was chunking off 30 and 40 after the catch. That's what he give us. Look, I think Treylon Burks would be fine if you can get him. What would Brett Veach have to give for him?
Yeah,
I mean, 6th round, a comp pick, a swap of a pick?
You wouldn't want to go too crazy with it. You wouldn't want to go too crazy with it. Like you said, we need higher floors on these guys.
Yeah, I think the floor is your thing. Like, we've got tons of guys with high ceiling.
Well, Mike, that's why we've been.
If Kadarius Toney can get it together, he's got a high ceiling.
We've been an advocate for 2 or 3 years now of going and getting a guy that's proven. Like, we were on the D-Hop train, we were whoever. Like, let's get somebody that's already proven they can do this thing and quit taking shots on people, right?
Yeah, 100%. So I was thinking myself, who are some players that they could possibly go look at?
Hold on, we missed this. We got a 2-bomb from Flapjack, baby.
Let's go.
Flapjack's 2-bombs are always hiding these days. He said, what did Rice do at SMU? I'm trying to find out. I don't know of any actual incidents, Flapjack. I think what it was just concerns, character concerns. He surrounded himself by people that stayed in trouble and things like that. I don't know if he ever actually had any incidents. Mike, I don't know if you're trying to find that, but
well, I'm looking just
I don't know of any in particular. I just know that there were that was the word that they didn't tell anyone about, was he surrounded himself with a bad crowd. He had
Right. So look,
character issues as far as attitude and things like that.
Well, what I was looking for was where he committed to play. And right out of high school, he was a 3-star recruit by 247 Sports and Rivals. And he actually received offers to Washington State, Houston, Virginia, Texas Tech, Northwestern, Tulsa, UConn, and many others. But he did go to SMU. So he played 4 years at SMU. So sometimes you'll see Jermaine Burton this year. He transferred out of Georgia to Alabama. I think it was him. But you also had the kid that fell out of the first round because they said he had diabetes. Right. He transferred out, and they said he had problems.
Wasn't he a Georgia transfer too?
Yeah, A.D. Mitchell, Georgia to Alabama. So, look, I was looking to see if maybe he transferred out of somewhere. Maybe he had some kind of concerns to come in. But, no, he played all 4 at SMU.
Yeah, Jermaine Burton was Alabama, A.D. Mitchell, Texas.
Yeah, he went to – yeah.
Yeah,
so,
he crossed them up.
So that's the thing. Yeah, still got all these names in my head. Still can't get it together. But here's the thing is he played all 4 years at SMU, so he had to do something at SMU if that's the character concerns, because it wasn't like he did something somewhere else and transferred out of the situation.
Right. Well, you can kind of see what the character concerns could be. They could be a big nothing. They could be something. You never really know. But I don't know, man. I don't know of any specific incidents as far as Rashee Rice that made them think that. But we got a 5-bomb from our boy Yogi here.
Let's go.
He says we need to hit that like button. Yeah, good to see you too, Yogi. Appreciate you, my man. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Get this out to some more people. Let's get this thing rolling. And we got a 5-bomb from our boy Adam as well. He says, Rice, baby.
Let's go.
Hey, he don't care. He said put them in there. It's whatever it is. Well, that's kind of where you have to be with it, right? I mean, it's like, this is our guy. This is like we have to support him until the Chiefs, kind of like with Kareem Hunt. I mean, you were going to keep supporting Kareem Hunt if he stayed on the team. Now, if, Clark Hunt steps in and says enough's enough, we got to move on from this and blah, 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 then
people still didn't like that. They want him back every year.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I think you just got to support the kid. That's the thing about it.
Look, it's annoying.
We know he screwed up, right? We know he screwed up with the whole racing incident. We get it. We also know that he's like 22, 23 years old with a lot of money and a lot of time on his hands. So that's one thing. But how does this stack with it? Like, is this actual thing? Like, did he really just go punch a guy because he's that stupid? Or was this something blown out of proportion because, like you said, it's a someone from the media trying to get in his face about what already happened and it not be as big of a deal as it's being made out to be? It could be a money grab, whatever.
Yeah, who knows? But look, let's get back to some of the potential replacements. Not replacements. I don't want to say replacements. And a lot of people, they took it to where we put trade on the cover. We wasn't saying to trade Rashee Rice. Like, in no way.
It don't matter. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to explain it.
No, I don't have to. But people said who would want Rashee Rice. I'm not trying to say we should do that. We're talking about potential other trades to help ease the Rashee
Trading
Rice.
Rashee Rice would be absolutely insane after his rookie season.
Yeah, that's dumb. So anyways, I started thinking back to the draft, Steve, and San Francisco was on fire getting trade calls for even Debo and Brandon Ayuk. Neither of those have been moved. If you're Brett Veach, do you think Brett Veach has got a serious – do you think San Francisco would even deal with us, knowing that they're going to see us in the Super Bowl again probably, but it is an NFC team. It's not a big deal. Do you think that Brett Veach would go to those routes? Because we have enough money to pay these kinds of guys. We do have the money.
I don't think we do. I think that's the main thing, right? Like you go get Brandon Ayuk, and he's wanting somewhere above $25 million a year. You really going to pay that guy Tyreek Hill money?
No, but I think what you could do is go a good 5 years, give yourself an out after 3, 4, and you look at it decently.
You look at Debo, and he was on a 3-year, $73.5 million deal. These are both $25 million a year guys. I don't think we can pay those kinds of people.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. I just know that
you would have to get it down lower.
I just know Brett Veach is a wizard of being able to maneuver.
That's true. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't think it's likely.
You figured out a way to pay Jawan Taylor $80 million.
That was questionable.
You figured out a way to pay MVS $40 million over 3 years almost. Like, we can figure out a way to do this. Mm-hmm. Like, if that means you have to now possibly get cheaper at another position. Like, okay, here's another one. Would you take Deebo Samuel? Do you think it's more vital to take Deebo or Brandon Ayuk and you can make the deal work, fix the receiver room, possibly even pair them back up with Rashee Rice after 8 weeks or whatever, or even next year? Imagine that one. Would you take that if you knew you had to cut like a Nick Bolton? Because that may be what you'd have to do. So I think the Chiefs are picking and choosing their priorities here, and I honestly don't think they care about this wide receiver room as much as the fans do.
No, because
Sadly.
I mean, you have to look at it in big picture, right? Like, Rashee Rice might be suspended a set amount of games. But big picture, you have him for his rookie contract.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, you already got one receiver works well in this offense. He had a hell of a rookie season.
Yeah.
You went and got Marquise Brown. I get it. He's on a 1 year. But if he were to be successful here and then want to stick around, they could work something out. You got Xavier Worthy, who you drafted, who basically is Marquise Brown. He's going to be able to learn in behind Marquise Brown.
Yeah. And he's basically, you're playing with free money there for like 4 years almost.
Right. So, I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities here. And then you still have the guys that everybody hates. You got Kadarius Toney, you got Sky Moore. If one of them decide to straighten their act up.
Do you think the Chiefs are do you think they're not even going to look at anybody? Because look, here's another name. We haven't even looked at this one yet. People are talking about Hunter Renfrow. From everything I can hear about Hunter Renfrow,
he's been available forever.
He don't want to play here. He's wanting to play with Derek Carr. He's wanting to go to New Orleans.
Whatever, buddy. Have fun with your boyfriend over there. And
so
that's insane. Why would you want to play with Derek Carr?
He just has a relationship with him, I guess. But the thing is like, I honestly don't know if Brett Veach and them are thinking we need a wide receiver as much as the fans do. Because, look, I don't think they think that Rashee Rice is going to get a full 8 games. I don't think they think that it's possible that it happens this year, even though they've said it. They do know that these things can be pushed out and manipulated. I also don't think if it gets done late in the year. Do you think if, say, by week 10 or 11 it comes out, do you really think the league would suspend Rashee Rice through the playoffs and through the Super Bowl? Or do you think that the Chiefs would be like, come on, you can't do that to us right here. Like, you got to push that, right?
I don't think they do that. Most people, like, even if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Alvin Kamara thing go a whole year before he got suspended?
Yeah, they usually wait until it gets settled.
I think
they let the court process play out.
Right, so I think they would definitely wait until the beginning of next season.
So what do you think about Michael Thomas? People are throwing that name around.
Michael Thomas is one of those guys you'd have to revitalize his career. And, like, the thing about Michael Thomas is dude, when Michael Thomas was healthy and stuff, he was great. With Drew Brees, he was so great.
Old at this point. Like, it just feels like you're just scraping the barrel hoping.
29?
I mean, he's had a lot of injuries and stuff, though. I feel like
that's the thing.
I feel like you're taking a shot with him, like a big shot.
Can you keep him on the field? That's another thing. I want to see what his age is. He's 31, actually.
See?
Yeah.
So you're already getting up there.
I don't see the point.
So yeah, because I've just seen a lot of people debating that today. They were like, well, instead of Treylon Burks, why not him? Why not Hunter Renfrow? We're just throwing around some names. Steve, I actually come up with a few other names, okay?
I have
Number one.
I don't know if it's on your list, but can I say
Give me one. Yeah.
We've talked about it previously, probably a few weeks back.
Oh, wait a second. Can I guess it? No, I don't even want to guess it. Tell me.
John Mechie from the Texans.
John Mechie was on my list. I think that would be a good one because the Texans have a lot of mouths to feed there, especially with trading for Stephon Diggs.
Right, but I do want to preface that with another high ceiling, low floor.
Exactly.
Like it's not a given.
Hey,
right?
That's what you're going to get if you're going out and trying to get some of these guys that have been bust in their rookie contracts. This is the same as if a team needs a wide receiver and they're coming to Kansas City and getting Sky Moore from us.
Isn't it kind of wrong? Is going to be like season he found out he had cancer and he had to beat that.
Yeah, that's the thing about John
How are you going to call
Mechie.
that guy a bust? Like, let's give him a shot.
He's on a different playing field, I think, than Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks has had a fair shot. He's just not produced.
Yeah.
Here's another one. What about, and the reason I put this guy on my list, and I don't even know if he would do it. Appreciate you, Super Devil Juice. The Jaguars 2 years ago drafted a kid out of Penn State who, in my opinion, now that Calvin Ridley's gone, could actually get the bump. So this is probably not a thing, but you remember Parker Washington come out of Penn State. What was his thing?
Yeah, I was never a big fan of him, though. But but people linked him to the Chiefs, right?
But what was his big thing? He was a guy that eat the zone, caught everything, and was a running back after the catch. Mm-hmm. He was very much Rashee Rice a lot. So I've seen that one. Our boy Gary, not Gary, I almost said Gary Holland. Who's the guy of X that talks to us all the time? Gary Hamilton. Gary Hamilton brought out a name. and I want to give him some credit too, by the way, if he's watching. If you're watching, Gary, shout out. He actually mentioned, you remember the kid that come out of Texas Tech a few years ago we were linked to? Eric Uzakama or whatever his name is. Oh, what is his full name? We were looked at him, and I think
lost me.
He ended up going to the Dolphins. Let me get his name right.
Good luck.
Ezu Kanma. He ended up getting drafted by the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are not being able to get this guy on the field. But I remember when he come out.
Does he run a 4.3 40?
He was the Chiefs were very much like interested. 6'2", 206. If I'm not mistaken, we brought him in on a some kind of a workout at some point, or maybe a top 30 even. I'm not for sure what his stats were. Let me go find some of his. Because he's just not getting on the field.
While you're looking for that, I just want to bring up the point. Like, I don't think that trading is necessarily something they're even thinking about. I really don't think that's on the table.
Not. So, no, his 40-yard dash was a 4.55.
That's why he's not playing for the Dolphins.
Right, and that's probably why the Chiefs wouldn't do it either. But I just thought it was shout out to Gary. I just thought it was good to remember that the Chiefs were interested at one point. He is getting buried on the depth chart, and it would be a cheap pickup.
And speaking of people on X, if you guys are watching right now on X, repost this, get it out to more people. Try to get more people watching on that platform as well. But yeah, man, like I said, I don't know if it's necessarily a thing. Like, I don't know if Brett Veach is thinking that's a possibility. We've talked a million times about, Lord, what are you going to do with this wide receiver room right now? How are you cutting it down to 6? What are you doing?
Well, look, a lot of people are still under the assumption that Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore are going to be camp battles, and they may just get cut. I just can't see it.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I think the biggest camp
battle
battle you got.
Do you think if Nico Remigio comes in, though, and does well, he has to take one of those two guys' spots?
I think camp battle to me, Justin Ross, Nico Remigio, like those are the guys I'm thinking of. Can they claw themselves onto the roster?
Yeah, and then
I think Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney on their rookie contracts with the ceiling they both have, I just don't see them letting them guys go.
So, for example, who does Justin Ross or Nico Remigio have to beat out? Justin Watson? You're not beating out
you're not beating out the almighty Justin Watson.
Well, in the same vein that we think that they're not going to cut Kadarius Toney because of potential and ceiling, and Sky Moore because of rookie contract.
That's the thing. Kadarius Toney's walking a thin line because he's on his last year.
Yeah, I think Kadarius Toney's walking a super thin line, especially
Sky
if he gets
Moore,
injured
on the other
hand,
hand, Sky Moore's looking at 2 more years on his contract. I think he's safe. Kadarius Toney's the one that's really walking the line.
Yeah, he's one injury away, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. If he comes out and gets hurt in camp again or something, he gone. I just don't see them putting up with it.
I wouldn't be surprised, dude. A lot of people are saying Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett just restructured his contract to stay in Seattle. He's not going anywhere. So, yeah, look, you're not getting Tyler
And that's
Lockett.
another guy that's 30-something years old. So
Brett Veach was rumored. Again, this was a rumor. He was rumored to be talking about DK Metcalf. That fell through. If these are all true, he could still be on the phone every day. He could be talking to San Francisco. He could be talking about Ayuk. He could be talking about Metcalf. Dude, if you really wanted to shoot high, and now I don't think it was a thing. I thought about this earlier, and then I immediately shut it down because I forgot they took Jaden Daniels with the number 2 pick. The Commanders. It wasn't Terry McLaurin. I actually thought about Jahan Dotson because he hasn't really lived up to full potential.
Well, that's another guy that we considered in that draft that could be a Chiefs fit.
Right.
Too.
So Jahan Dotson was a guy. But the more I look into it, I really do think Jahan Dotson gets along with Jaden Daniels, and so I do not believe he's on the table anymore as a trade target. So, dude, it's slim pickings out there, to be honest. It really is, and I'm with you. If you trade for one, you're basically guaranteeing that they're making the team, and you still have to take Rashee Rice with you. So now you're looking at least 4. So if your other 2 is Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore, like Justin Watson's just gone. I just don't think the Chiefs think they need this. I honestly believe they think that Justin Watson can step in and play the Rashee Rice role.
Right, and a lot of people's talking about Carson Steele, if he can make the team as a fullback. If Andy brings the fullback into the mix, then that's definite 6.
Yeah, they're definitely going
tops.
6. Andy's been known to just take 5 a lot of years, by the way.
Yeah. Which,
Look, I think it helped last year when we kind of simplified and got that 7 out and started letting the guys stay on the field.
Well, it's because they were trying to rotate all the guys. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like the rotation either, but I
it's
think
not
that
hockey. You don't have to
doing
rotate
that.
so often, you know?
Dude, I think we might be in the final days of the Justin Ross experiment. I think that could very well come to an end this offseason.
That's definitely the one that I'm keeping an eye on because I don't know if he's just going to be able to do it.
I don't know if they just cut him. You may find a suitor out there that you can Emmitt Smith-Marset him to some other team for a late pick.
Get a pick.
Somebody that wants to take a shot with a big body like that.
Well, I mean, would that not be a win?
That's a huge win.
It didn't work out. We got him as a UDFA here. We get a pick for him. I'll take it.
Right. You turn a UDFA into a pick, gladly.
See, I'm kind of with you, but I'm going to look more towards Justin Watson. Like you say they like him too much, they won't let him go because he's kind of a safety net. Are we finally past that? Like, hey, we got Hollywood Brown now. We went and drafted a first round wide receiver. We know Rashee Rice can play ball when he's on the field, not acting stupid off the field. Do you have to have him?
Well,
like, I feel like he's just taking up a roster spot at this point.
Not, and this goes perfectly with this. 2 Bomb from Rerun. Appreciate you, brother. He says, get MVS cheap. I would rather chop off my penis than get MVS back on this team.
Yeah, I'd rather chop off your penis, too, than get MVS back.
I just cannot do it. I'm not getting behind the MVS train. That's McCole Hardman too. Look, somebody said that yesterday.
No.
It's time to bring back. If Rashee Rice is responsible
time to
for
shut
bringing
up
back
if you're saying
either
that.
MVS or McCole Hardman, I will personally drive to KC and I will actually get a smack charge.
You'll actually fracture his jaw. That's a threat. You can't threaten people, Michael.
I know. Sorry, you do. Look,
but in all seriousness, those two have to be gone. There is no way we're still wasting time.
Yeah, I can't see that either. I do not see it. But here's my thing. Yes, Justin Watson, I believe, is that guy. Because, look, we've yet to fill the MVS role.
Yeah,
Justin Watson did that.
What's MVS's role?
His role was to stretch the field. It was to be the bigger body
Hollywood
X.
Brown. Boom, go.
Right, but he doesn't do the blocking and the X stuff the same way.
I get it, but I don't think we have to. I really don't.
Andy's just really set in his ways, though, right?
That
was why he let MVS play so much.
Man, I love Andy Reid, and I know that he's smarter than me. But God, I really did not want MVS on the field last year. He was driving me insane. But like you said, he was doing
Justin Watson
right,
was our best receiver for a long stretch last year till Rashee Rice got it together.
Mike, I could have been the best receiver on the team if I was there.
But I'm just trying to say, a lot of people didn't want our Justin Watson. They said he's mid. I mean, I don't think he's great either, but
I would rather
Andy and Patrick trusted him.
If he stays healthy, I would rather Kadarius Toney be on that football field any day than MVS or McCole Hardman.
Oh, yeah, those two. I'm talking about Justin Watson, though.
I would rather have Kadarius Toney on the field than Justin Watson if he's healthy.
Really? Because I think that even though Kadarius Toney's got the higher ceiling, I think Justin Watson's got the higher floor.
I'm fine with that. I get that. But I'm just saying, if he's healthy and he's on the field.
Do we always have to hit home runs all the time with these guys? Like, do we always have to get the 4-2 guy that we're just expecting to be Tyreek Hill? Or can we just sometimes get the guy that catches the ball and moves the sticks? Like, why do we have to hit the home run?
But let's be honest, how often does he do that? Because we want to get on to Kadarius Toney for dropping the ball last year. Justin Watson dropped the ball several times. We didn't get mad at him.
Justin Watson may have had more drops. Let me go check this.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like the Watson thing could come to an end now that we have a good set of receivers.
Don't curse him like that, though.
I'm not dogging on the guy. He's done a great job. But like at some point, you have to. At some point, Mike, you can
had 4 drops.
You can park the Honda Civic and you can get yourself something a little better.
Bro, I drive a Honda Civic. Why are you trying to dog me?
That's what I'm saying. It's good old faithful, right? But you can park it somewhere and you can get you something nice sometimes.
Man, I can't afford the insurance. We're not doing that. Dude, I just feel like you have all that. Like you have Hollywood Brown. You drafted that in Xavier Worthy. You've got that with Kadarius Toney, right?
Think about this. Imagine running like 4 wide.
Yeah.
And then you have let's just say 5 wide. We got Kelce out there too, right? He's not playing. So let's go ahead and just say 4 receivers, and it's Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, healthy Kadarius Toney, and Rashee Rice. That's nasty. That's a nasty amount of speed out there on the field.
So let's assume Rashee Rice isn't playing. He's suspended. Who's your other guy?
I think you go Sky in the slot.
Yikes! Not that
Is that a yikes? Sky in the slot, I think, would be fine.
I still think Sky's fine in the slot. I don't know if the Chiefs do that.
I don't know, but
Justin Watson gets it.
What does the defense do when you have that much speed on a football field, though?
You pray.
Yeah, dude, that's insane. That's crazy to think about. Especially when you have Mahomes back here stretching plays and doing his thing. Like, I don't know, man.
I think it's all, though. Doesn't it all this fun, air it out stuff, doesn't it all just predicate on whether or not Kingsley or Wanye can get it together at left tackle? Because Mahomes running for his life.
Yes and no. I mean, we saw how the offense was last year. That was not why our offense was stagnant last year. It had nothing to do with the offensive line, in my opinion. It really didn't.
So what's more vital right now?
He had plenty of time. Mahomes can make time if he has to.
What's the worst position for us? Wide receiver or running back, in your opinion?
Oh, running back by far right now. I mean, you really have nothing but Clyde and Pacheco at the moment that you're sure about. But is that big of a deal?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think at the end of the day,
we're definitely deeper at wide receiver.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you can throw out a lot of names. You can throw out tons of names for wide receiver. It's probably not going to happen. You can throw out the Treylon Burks. You can throw out the names.
They could surprise the hell out of everybody and make a trade, but I don't see it.
I honestly, if they could figure out a way to afford him, I honestly don't think he would rule out even a Brandon Ayuk. Could you imagine bringing him in for 4 or 5 years?
It's too much.
It probably is.
Here's the problem with Brandon Ayuk.
You don't turn it down.
The problem with Brandon Ayuk is his attitude. Like
Really?
he's one of those me first guys, and I don't think that the Chiefs like that.
Did you know that Rashee Rice, when he come out of college, his pro comp was Brandon Ayuk? Isn't that wild?
Strange. Is it really? I don't see it.
Bleacher Report, I think, give him a pro comp to
I want to see. I want to see what the NFL.com comped him to. Let me go look.
Who, Rashee Rice?
Yeah, I want to see what Zerline did.
I don't know, man.
Let me look. I got it right here. Come on, load up, buddy. Get the dial-up internet going.
Yeah, Bleacher Report said Brandon Ayuk.
Nobody, and they had him projected to 3rd or 4th rounder.
Well, yeah, because of his
talented but enigmatic wide receiver
concerns.
With game tape that shows a lack of consistency and impressive ball skills. Rice has enough top-end speed to attack vertically, but has a tendency for nonchalant running on intermediate routes and zone beaters underneath. In one game, you might see terrific ball tracking and jump ball victories followed by frustrating drops and a lack of physicality and fighting back on contested catches. We did see some of them drops they were talking about last year.
Are you guys in the chat really crying about Ayuk?
Yuck.
Like
Ayukin.
Like nobody really honestly cares, bro.
No one cares about that guy's name, but he is a bit of a diva, like Jay said, I think. Like, because he was definitely like, I mean, think about it, what he did to the 49ers. They drafted him, brought him in here, made him a good little career, and then he's instantly like, I want to be paid $30 million a year. Like,
yeah, well,
I need the ball more.
Steve, are we not understanding that there's just something about wide receivers? Were they just children that didn't have parents? Did they raise themselves? Like, what's wrong with these people that turn out to be wide receivers? Like, they're out of control.
Yeah, it is. You know.
The only other positions that get as much trouble as a wide receiver are running backs, who are kind of always wide receivers and running backs go hand in hand. And
Any
then
skill
DBs.
position.
And then DBs, corners, which is obviously, if you play at a high school where you're two-way, it's usually wide receiver goes to corner. So what is it? What is it? You'll never see the chubby guys up front causing problems. Like, well, I'll take that back. You got weed smoking out of Texas over here, DWI in it.
Oh, Tavondre Sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? It goes for everybody.
But
Everybody's got to get their stuff together.
Look, you ain't never see Chris Jones go to an all-you-can-eat buffet and skimp out on the check. I cursed it. This is going to happen in about 2 weeks.
What if that was the next thing? Like what if he pulled a Jameis Winston and shoved a bunch of lobster in his crotch?
Jameis Winston to this day claims that never happened.
It did too. Or crab legs. What was it? He was stealing something.
It was lobster, I think, but he claims that the store was actually giving it to him, and that he had to say that so he didn't get FSU in trouble for violations. So he had
Why
to
was
say
he putting
that
it in his
stole
pants?
because they couldn't be seen on camera of you actually handing him something.
So they said, go make yourself look like you're stealing. That's stupid. That don't make no sense.
I don't know.
He was
James
stealing.
Winston,
He's
hey,
hungry, brother.
He does fun things though. Like when you see him like doing the huddle and things, he's an idiot half the time, like a good idiot.
Yep. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Pretty much just trying to see what Rashee Rice is going to do next, I guess. What do you think the next thing he does? What's the next thing he's in the news for?
Yeah. I hope it's for frickin' flying to Africa and feeding homeless children or something.
Right. Like
Like,
go
can you
do
go
something.
do
Go to
charitable
Haiti
work?
and help the people. Go to
Build
wherever.
some frickin' houses. But here, look.
I don't care if you go to
Go to
freaking
Utah.
Ukraine. I don't care. Do something.
Go to Utah and join the Mormons and go on a mission for 3 years. Okay? Do something that doesn't screw your life up. Okay? Can we just do that? You got to get rid of these friends, these people that just get you in bad situations.
Well, that too. I mean, and you have to think like, well,
Could you
that was a
imagine
negative
Steve
connotation. They said that he hung around bad people, right? So like that's the thing though. Like just imagine like when you're in high school, everybody had those friends, right? Like you liked them, you're friends with them, but you knew they were never going to do anything. Right? They were never going to do anything in life because they were kind of a little questionable. But at some point when you get to a part in your life, you have to move on from that. You can't let them drag you down. And that's what a lot of these kids do. You got to move on.
It's pretty common, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of these athletes pay for their friends, their families, their I don't even know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do something positive. Go out tomorrow to a soup kitchen and sir, go on the streets and wash people's feet for all I care. Okay? Channel your inner Jesus. Go out there and wash feet on the streets of Dallas. Okay? Do something to get yourself in the news. I don't even care if they say he's doing
is that
this
not
on
the
purpose.
thing though? Like
Just do it.
honestly, I know that you're kind of saying all this in jest,
But do
like
it.
if you occupy yourself with your work and with like doing good things, you're not going to be out there doing this kind of stuff. Like, so I mean, dude, just I don't know.
Why is it though? Look, and this is not to toot horns and stuff, but why is it that people that get in situations like that where you are blessed enough and you work so hard that you finally got yourself on a team where you're going to be wide receiver one for the greatest quarterback in one of the biggest dynasties to ever assemble itself, and you are playing a game for tons of money, and in a year you're going to sign a contract, or you would have, that would have been huge, okay? And you're out here doing dumb stuff, and then when you get caught, you don't even chill out. You go and do something
At
else.
least fake it. Like that's the thing. Like if you're not sorry about what you did and you don't have any remorse, then that's cool. But at least fake it. Like tone it down.
Do some charitable work, bro. Look, just today, a lady dropped something, and you know what? I seen her drop it out of her purse, and you know what I did? Piss pouring rain. I stopped and I picked it up and handed it to her. Rashee Rice would have probably kicked her on the way to the door. What is he doing? Come on.
A lot of people are like that though. It's not
Just be a good person. It don't take a lot
Yeah.
of, I get it, but look, it don't take a lot of effort just to be a good person. Just be kind, be a good person, don't be in trouble. Go home and play Xbox. Start a gaming channel.
Mike, but anyway,
This was
moving
the
on,
first time, Steve, I wanted him to be like Kyler Murray.
Moving on just a little bit here. You brought up a thing, the running backs. So obviously right now they have Isaiah Pacheco. Of course he's our guy, but he's also a bruiser. He hurts himself a lot. We know this. We've seen it 2 years. Yeah. Then we got Clyde, who we just signed back. A lot of people don't like Clyde. I think Clyde might be better the way that we plan on using him now.
Steve, is he gonna be McKinnon Rowe from here forward?
I think so for now. Because I mean, let's be honest, he wasn't the feature back. It just wasn't his thing. He's too injury prone too. Now, early in his career, Clyde went off. He had some big games.
His rookie year was okay. He did, he did well for himself.
So we talk about trading for a wide receiver and doing stuff like that. Do you think, because if you're looking behind those two, we have If you're looking behind those two, Mike,
Sorry,
we
Dave.
have random people like Deneric Prince we think might try to come up through again. You got P. Ryan. You have Luis Reese Zamet, who might not even make the squad.
Zamet,
And you know what?
Bobby.
You know what I like about that kid? Not because he looks like an extra out of a World War II film.
He does.
Not that. I like him because he was more honest about himself and his situation than the fans are.
Wait, what did he
When
say?
when he went on-
was he in Band of Brothers,
I think so.
the HBO
Like,
series?
you all can't go look at a picture of that guy and tell me he don't look like he's straight off of a World War II film, because
I
he
like
is.
it, man.
But either way,
So what did he say though? That was
he said, "Look, I'm still learning the game."
yeah.
He said the biggest thing for me right now is learning the game and the playbook. So you have to think about that. We're talking about NFL level, and he's admitting I have to learn the game.
Yeah, I seen where he said the playbook. He's like, a rugby plays got like 30 plays, and there's like 100. If Andy Reid only has 100 plays, Steve.
So this kid realistically is talking about, I have to learn the game and then learn the playbook. That's the most important thing to me right now. He said the only similarities he sees is when he has the ball in open space.
Oh yeah.
That felt comfortable to him.
And again, that just may be the new kickoff rule kind of thing. I totally understand that one.
Right, but
if you want to try that
a lot of
out.
people think he's just going to come in and be this thing, and it's like I don't even know if he makes the squad, and he's right there with. He said I got to make the team. Like, so I mean, they got question marks at the running back room, sort of. So do you think that they would come more of like trying to find another guy for that role, as they would at going out and getting a 20th receiver?
Yeah, I think that you got to probably get a running back in here at some point. But I do think they're going to take a healthy look at Carson Steele, Amani Bailey. We didn't get to hear a lot about them in rookie minicamp this week. Like, I do know that Xavier Worthy ended up looking good despite dropping the first ball of the day. Okay. Like, he had a good camp. Jared Wiley apparently impressed pretty well. I didn't get to hear a lot about Amani Bailey. Carson Steele either. What's up, Samuel?
Got the 2 bomb from Sammy. He says, "Hey boys, I'm late to the party. What's up besides Rashee Rice?"
Not a lot.
Man, we're just talking about how this roster is shaking out, my man.
Yep, doing a little of the Lord's work here. But yeah, I think they're going to give Deneric Prince and everybody a lot of, like, they're going to give them a really fair go at it. I do believe, and I believe that goes for P. Ryan as well. If Prince or P. Ryan come on, I do believe that they will feel comfortable letting them be RB2-3, however they look at it with Clyde. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
this would have been a great time, and I brought this up last week. This would have been a great time to have your boy Jerry Neely back on the roster. Like, he may have had a shot this year.
I like that kid. His problem was he was very undersized. So, I mean, like, if he came in, I always thought he could maybe be the heir to the Jerick McKinnon role.
That's what we kind of thought, right?
But the problem with him is he's just so undersized. How much can he really do in pass pro? Like, he's just going to get swapped to the side. Just get out the way, little guy. But, I mean, talk about a receiving back. That guy was listed as a receiver for part of it because he's such a good route runner. And on top of that, speed out the butt.
Right.
So
he was waived by the Chiefs August 29th of 2023. And I honestly do not think he's been picked up by another team.
Has he not?
I don't think so. Steve, if you can tell me his middle name right now without cheating, I'll give you $10. It starts with a Z.
Oh, my gosh. What?
Jarian
Hold on.
Z. Ely. Come on.
Zane.
Zawaski.
Zawaski?
Zawaski. Dude,
We have
scared the crap out of
5
me.
gifted memberships from Iron Price. We appreciate you,
go.
buddy. Y'all
Iron
make
Price
sure to
coming in
thank him
hot,
in the
baby.
chat if you get a gifted membership from him.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate you, my
guys
man.
donating, for real. This has been kind of a slow week. Me and Steve's work schedules got thrown off a little bit, so we didn't get to do a lot of videos. But let's be honest, there's not a lot going on except for the whole Rashee Rice thing. And me and Steve just didn't do it the first time, Steve, when he got in trouble for wrecking the car. I feel like it's only...
I like having the facts first, and like we still don't know anything about this
But
one.
why and I just don't want to be that person. It's like, it does me no good to come on here and crap all over somebody without knowing anything. Like, I don't win an award at the end of the day if everything I say about him comes out right or wrong. So what's the point?
Right.
Like, matter of fact, I could say everything right, and at the end of it, everybody's just going to say I'm an
Well, that's the
idiot.
thing too. Like, we like to discuss Chiefs football and discuss the situations and things like that, but I'm not out here trying to break news to anybody.
Well,
I'm not trying to act like I'm Adam Schefter.
And also the thing,
You know?
the off season's it gets a little bit tiring. It grinds on you a little bit. Like yesterday, all it was Rashee Rice over and over, just everybody's opinions and 2 cents. And it's like I didn't even feel like I wanted to put an opinion out yesterday.
There's a plenty of them out there, right?
Yeah, I just didn't feel like. Look, I just don't think.
Get them out of here.
Yeah, I don't see myself enough as like important enough to even care. It's like, why does anybody care what I think about this? Like, who cares what I think about this situation? Like, let's let the police handle their business and the Chiefs handle their business, and then we'll discuss it once it happens, right?
Well, that, and we can discuss more of the after effects, right? Like, what are the Chiefs going to do?
Can we talk a little bit about something fun?
Yeah, sure. What you got?
Travis Kelce, big movie star, baby.
Who didn't see this one coming, though? You know he's wanted to be an actor, right?
Yeah, he's cast in Ryan Murphy's FX series Grotesquerie, Steve. Ryan Murphy does a lot of good work, okay? And he's known. He's done American Horror Story. He done the O.J. Simpson, the People versus O.J. Simpson on FX. He's done a lot. Michael says get horned up and like the video.
Let's get horned up, baby.
Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that share button. If you're on X, go ahead and retweet this bad boy. But yeah, Steve, Grotesquerie, okay? It's going to be on FX, streaming on Hulu. Look, there's not a lot, but Niecy Nash, and everybody will remember her from Reno 911. She released this video today. Let's watch this one.
Guys, guess who I am working with on Grotesquerie? Dun, 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 dun.
Jumping into new territory with Niecy.
We outside!
Steve, Kelce's made to be a movie star. Like he's leveled up, right? So Taylor Swift didn't make Travis Kelce, okay? He already had 2 Super Bowl rings. So it's not like she made him. But I feel like that just took his superstardom to a whole new level. Like he's going to start getting all these acting roles now. This dude's set. He's entered a new part of his life.
Absolutely 110% love Travis Kelce, right? Like he's been one of my favorite players since the day he got on the Chiefs, right? But I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but I'm saying it anyway. But he is an attention whore. Like Travis Kelce wants all eyes on him at all times.
Demonetized.
He always, I mean, that's just Travis Kelce. If I had one knock on that guy, like he wants all the attention he can get. And this makes this literally
Steve,
does not surprise me whatsoever. I knew he was going to try to get into some kind of showbiz.
He's a little brother, okay?
I'm not like that. I don't care.
He had to get the attention, okay? He's always being overshadowed by old Jason. He comes from Ohio, okay? Look, anybody that comes from Ohio knows you're growing up and you're just striving to be seen in the world. Ohio stinks. I will say I've been to a few nice places in Ohio, though. Like I did a Christmas vacation in Ohio last year. It was fun. Steve, you better go with me this year. You're like Father frickin' Christmas. And that was one of the most fun trips I ever went on. You just left me hanging.
You went without me. That was your fault. We got a 2-bomb from our boy Flapjack. He says, what the is One Tree Hill? Who is Jana Kramer? Funny story. Mike actually knows Jana Kramer somewhat. I know you've hung out with her at least one time. I've seen the picture.
There it is.
Yep. So look, Mike's on the Mike. Which team are you on here?
Look, I raged about this yesterday. I said, look, Jana Kramer, look, if you don't know her, she was on the CW show One Tree Hill. She played some country music. She used to be married to a football player. She used to be married to a hockey player. She's been married like 5 times, okay? Like,
oh, sounds great.
She was married to Brantley Gilbert, or she was engaged to him at one point, the country singer. Look, she's been through a lot, though. Like, she's got kids. She was abused. I'm not going to hate on her, but she come out and said the whole thing about Kelce seems drunk all the time and Taylor's drinking more and this and that. And, like, a lot of people don't care. But look, I'm not on her side this time. I was like, look, Jana might be mad at me. I don't care. She's just not right here, Steve. I think you don't throw stones in glass houses. What's the saying?
Yeah, something like that. But my thing is can you twist it to that? Yeah, I get what she's saying. Like if you just look at what the media puts out there, it does look like Travis Kelce's just a frat boy.
What do you think we were doing?
What were you doing?
We were hanging out in a bar, man.
You're touching fingers.
What was she doing? She was drinking. Like, come on. Let's chill out. Like, why are people crazy? Like, I see some dude on Twitter today.
It's kind of
Has
dumb.
anybody
Who cares?
ever seen Travis Kelce not have a beer in his hand? Bro, you're seeing paparazzi pics from sporting events, movie galas, concerts,
Right.
vacations. You're not with him while he's mowing the grass. Guess what? He's probably
Oh, he's definitely drinking a
mowing
beer
the
while
grass.
he's mowing the grass.
But
yeah.
the point is, you're seeing him in
He don't mow
places
grass. What are
where
we
it's
talking about?
99.9% everybody there's drinking too. But yet we're just going to cry about Travis Kelce. Makes no sense, dude. But look, me and Jana, it was a good time. I will tell you this though. She signed a rock for me that was part of the river court from One Tree Hill. Think about
Okay.
that. I've got a signed basketball court rock of hers. I don't know where it went, but yeah.
It must have been very important to you.
Well, when it come out that she did this, I was very disappointed.
Did you go throw the rock?
I can't find it to throw it.
I hate
No.
you.
So dang it.
Nah, man. But no, Kelce puts himself out there. Let's be honest. So, like, any kind of criticism, like, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with what she said at all. I think it's kind of stupid. I feel like, first of all, why did it get brought up? A, which means obviously Kelsey's in the mouths of everybody, right? So why did it get brought up? B, that reaction, I think maybe she's trying to get a little bit of clout herself, like get back in the game, baby. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know she does Lifetime movies for Christmas. Maybe she's looking for a role in Grotesquerie. I don't know.
Hey, Daniel says,
Would that not
gentlemen,
be ironic?
for some reason, YouTube won't allow me to become a member of your channel, and I've tried it on my PC
Dude.
at work. Just a heads up. YouTube hates us.
We're noticing every day that YouTube just flat out hates this channel. I'm
do.
almost positive they're blocking us from your all's feeds. People that sub do not see our stuff. You don't get alerted when we go live. When we can have like there's 400 people watching us. They've been watching us for an hour. When we go live, if you go click the video as soon as this is over with, you're going to see that YouTube will kick that down to like 30 views. Like, just go. If you don't believe us, refresh this. When this happens, it'll go to 40 views. Like, YouTube will take every bit of it away. They hate us, Steve. Like, they just kiss ass to other people out here. But with us, it is not happening, bro.
Yeah.
YouTube hates us.
But what is it? Shadow ban? I think that's a thing.
Yeah, I think they've been shadow banning us for a while because they don't like that we say horned up. They don't like that we're funny. They don't like that we have a good time. We just don't make them as much money as other people do, so they don't like us.
Maybe. We got a 10 bomb from our boy
Let's go.
Iron Price. He says, love y'all boys and ACU fam. Can I get a suck it? I don't
For the
know.
thousands here in attendance tonight and for the millions watching at home on TV. Oh, let's get ready to suck it!
Let's go. Appreciate the 10. Y'all put some legendaries in the chat.
Dude, man, hey, this is off subject. I started reading this book by Cormac McCarthy. And you're not going to know the name, but you're going to know what he's written. He wrote No Country for Old Men. But he's got a book called The Road. And I started reading it, and it's about this post-apocalyptic world with this dad.
I've read
and
it.
You've read it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Isn't it funny that they call him, he just keeps saying the boy? He's like, the boy watched. And I'm like, oh, God,
That's
every time he says it.
It's funny you brought that up because that's a really good book, actually.
It is. I'm about to finish it. I got about 20 pages left. I'm dreading the ending. I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's going to be horrible, but I love
Kevin
it.
says they took down your Suck It short last year, those idiots. Who did they?
Did they? Which one?
I think I remember this slightly. Like you had made some kind of a short and they ended up like banning it.
Yeah, I
or
kind of
something.
remember
don't
that.
know.
Dude, look, we made the short yesterday of Jana Kramer and the whole Travis Kelce incident. Dude, it's got the metrics of like the greatest all time. There's like 100% watch rate on it. YouTube literally took it out of the entire shorts feed. They won't even play it, like, because it's us. If this would have been released by anybody else, this thing would have had 1 million views by now.
Be viral, yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
Here, these metrics make a viral video unless you do it, and then we're gonna snuff it into
Look,
the ground.
Steve, people's like, it's all about watch retention. This was a 53-second video. The watch retention was 52 seconds.
Yeah,
And YouTube's like, nobody likes it, man. Nobody loves it.
they don't love you, but you know who
like
does? Daniel Akers does with the
Let's
3
go.
bomb. Appreciate you, Daniel. Appreciate you, my man.
Jake
Yeah.
Paul, Logan Paul, if you guys want to sponsor All Chiefed Up and let Prime be a sponsor of this video, you know how to hit us up. because I'm still drinking you every day.
A lot of people in the chat have read that book, Mike. I'm kind of
Seriously.
surprised. The ACU crew can read, baby.
Dude, I'm stoked. Round of applause.
Should we? Hey, let's start a book club.
Should we start the ACU book club? I would love it, dude. I'm down. I've read this entire book in 2 days, bro. Like,
Siri was trying to answer me about something. I don't know. Go away.
Did
I
you
want to
trigger
talk to
it?
you.
Dude, I get so creeped out. I'll be talking about something, and Siri will be like, let me check. And I'm like, I didn't ask you, Siri.
Mike, you're going to need the dramatic voice for this one, by the way. So go ahead and cue that up.
What do we have?
We got 20 freaking gifted memberships from Greg Coleman, baby.
Coleman with the 20 gifted memberships, the all chiefed up. Turn
Let's
on that
go.
gifting, ladies and gentlemen.
Heck yeah, Greg. Good to see you, my man. It's been a while. Hope you've been
Greg.
well.
Greg, I've
Way to
been
come
heard from
back
you
in
a
it.
long time, brother. I'm
Greg
glad
came
you're
back in
here.
style. He said, you
Dude.
know what?
He said, Greg Coleman is the king, is what he said. He said, Greg King Coleman right here. Appreciate
Hey,
you, Greg.
you guys make sure that you have gifting allowed if you want to be a member.
Oh, yeah.
Greg put out 20. We had 5 from Iron Price earlier. Make sure you snatch those bad boys up. If you get one of them, make sure to thank them in the chat as well. Appreciate you guys helping grow the ACU crew.
Yes,
and
very much.
yeah, Greg, you're a legend.
Legendary, Greg. Greg, did you like did you enjoy the draft, buddy? I didn't see you during the draft anytime. I haven't got to talk to you in a while. Hope you liked the draft picks, man. We had a good time streaming the draft this year, Steve. I thought I had a good time this year.
You even raged at us for a whole half a day.
Look, I raged. I quit the show like Jason Kelce. I sang songs when my draft picks got slaughtered. What else did I do? We called a lot of the picks. Like, we were kind of spot on this year calling some picks. We didn't have Will Levis in the green room. That was a fun time.
We didn't. I know. It was nice when we had the little inside information. Greg says his schedule's been messed up his YouTubing, his work schedule. Yeah, we hear you,
that,
man. We hear you. We've been trying to, both of us working full-time jobs and doing this too, which is more than a full-time job.
Right.
It's been crazy. So we feel you, man.
Right. K. Wayne says, what happened to Daniel Harms? Look, I reached out to Dan the other day. He had to go to the hospital.
He had something happen to him. I mean,
He had a little case of vertigo, I think. It wasn't nothing
that.
serious.
He talks about it on his Twitter. If y'all want to know what happened, you can go in there.
It wasn't serious or nothing, but
He's okay now. That's the thing that we should be happy about.
he's good to go. He said he's going to take some time off from doing work, and then he's tweeted every day since. So
Yeah. Hey,
still
Greg.
doing film review.
Greg, can't wait to see you on Saturday, my man. We appreciate you stopping in and helping grow the channel. Always a good thing.
Yeah, brother. Have a
hope
good
you're
one.
doing well. Stay safe out there. Hopefully work ain't sucking too bad for you, my man. Mike, Kyler's been a member for 5 months. Says
go.
Zay has a visit with the Chiefs on Thursday. So Zay Jones has a visit?
Okay.
Like I said
he
before,
was visiting with somewhere today, wasn't he? Was it Dallas?
I don't know, but that's a guy that I brought up before that's kind of like a low-key guy that I think is a decent receiver. He's just never been like a featured kind of guy. But I feel like he can put in some work. I like him okay.
Yeah. Not too bad.
Isn't he the guy that defied all gravity getting off the ground that one time?
Yeah, I think so, dude.
He has like supernatural powers. He's got the force with him or something.
Look, when Zay Jones come out, by the way, he come out East Carolina, his RAS score was a 9.71, so he's a freak athlete. He runs like a 4.45. Dude, he was in like the 95th percentile in shuttle. Like, it is insane. So, I mean, he's 6'2", 201, so he can play that. He can fill that MVS role, Steve. I'm telling you, that's the role they need. I think that's what they're looking at. Honestly,
I do
think
like that kid for real, though.
I would not be opposed. Zay Jones is one I wouldn't really want. I would not have liked Tyler Boyd. Just something about Tyler Boyd rubs me the wrong
Not
way.
a Tyler Boyd fan. I'm not going to lie.
But look, if they would have grabbed him, I don't think I would have been that distraught over it, and I would have still supported him. A lot of people said that. They're like, you guys got on board with Xavier Worthy all of a sudden. I guess you don't like. It's like, well, hey, I never had a problem with it.
First
I didn't
of all,
think he was a 28th pick of the draft, but if the
Something
Chiefs
that-
seen it, they seen it.
something that we should all remember is Zay Jones levitating because it was against the Chiefs when he played for the Bills.
Yeah.
And you know, if you actually type in Zay Jones' name on YouTube, one of the first things that pops up is Zay Jones levitates. And he's done it twice. But let's hear, I'm going to share my screen.
Do it. Let's watch Zay Jones levitate.
Like, somebody has to explain to me how this is possible because I'm not real sure how he does it. But apparently he downplayed it like it wasn't a big deal. Tell me
Yeah,
if
he
you
acted like he didn't levitate.
can you see this okay?
Yeah, I see it.
Whoa.
What? How does he do this? Look at this.
What?
Dude, that's impeccable toe string.
Completes it to Zay Jones. First and goal.
He did it again. Dude, you're going to get us demonetized.
I don't
Showing
care.
Clips. Look, I'll say this, though. How does he keep doing that?
The Buffalo one was way more impressive. That was wild, bro.
Dude, he uses his toe to defy gravity.
Dude,
Should I practice that? If we sign Zay Jones, I'm going to take a video of me trying to levitate like Zay Jones.
we need to learn how to do it.
I'm going to make a short about me trying to levitate. Anthony said that's digital editing. Dude,
That's real life. He did that in real
he claims
time.
it's real time.
What? No, he don't claim it. It was. We all
Oh,
watched
okay.
it with our own eyes.
Dude,
it was
I
against the
gotta see
Chiefs.
this.
Yeah. Do I need to bring it back up? Do I need to bring it back?
No.
Like, dude, that's insane, though.
Does anybody just have it on like a short, like a loop, so you can just watch it over and over? I feel like we did a short about it one time, talking about because it was against us, and I feel like YouTube made me delete it. What else?
Who
is
knows?
new?
Probably. Sam Lofton says Xavier goes by Zay or also Zay. Yeah, Xavier Worthy likes to go by Zay as well. So what if there was a Zay squared out there?
What if we'd have drafted Zay Flowers last year?
Cubed? Is that
Zay
what it goes
cubed.
to?
Yeah, Z3 is what we could have went by. Zay
I don't know.
Bobby.
He's a decent option. Like I said, I don't think they're really in the. Obviously, they are though. If they're bringing him in for a visit, they're taking a look. See.
Oh yeah, they're taking a hard look here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm fine with it. I mean, again, I really don't know how this wide receiver room is going to play out. Like, do you just at this point, is it just like going back and watching like the 1999 WWF Royal Rumble? You just put in all the greats and whoever wins wins. Like, is that what our wide receiver room is going to be?
We got a 2-bomb from Flapjack. He says, "So we tossing Sky Moore to the trash?" No, can't do it yet.
I don't think so. But look, the more you bring in, look, if you bring in a Zay Jones, you've brought in, you brought in Hollywood. That's two guys that are making this team. They've already said, look, you're not cutting Rashee Rice. That's 3. So you've got 3 more spots. They've already said they're not giving up on KT, but I think that's a lie. I think if KT gets injured in camp, he's gone.
He's the one that's on thin ice. I don't think Sky Moore's going anywhere, especially this year.
Yeah, I think if you had to put them in pecking order, I would put the bottom of the food chain as Justin Ross. Then right above him, I would probably put.
Well, at this point though, I think Kadarius Toney has a higher ceiling than any of those guys. But I think if he gets hurt again, I'd rather have Justin Ross.
Dude, for real, I'm over the getting hurt all the time.
Yeah, I appreciate the 2 Flapjack.
Yeah, I
by the way.
appreciate you, brother.
You're the
And
man.
everybody last year, well, as long as we have him for the Super Bowl, we're fine, or the playoffs. It's like he was a
Right.
healthy scratch.
Have a good night,
Yeeks.
night, Hunter. I just realized I had to say night twice, and I sounded funny.
Have a good night, Night Hunter. Night.
Night. Yeah, I'm with you, Anthony. I think Zay would be solid on our team. I think that like I said, he's never been featured really or anything like that, but I feel like he always plays his role very well. Even when he was with the Jags, he had a decent game against us. So I mean, he can play.
Jay is spot on. Look, that plantar
I still don't know what's
fasciitis-
going on with that getting up thing.
Dag on, bro. I don't even know. He channeled
Hey,
he's like an alien.
do you want me to
form.
move? Do you want me to move the chair and see if I can do it?
Do it,
I'm not. doing it.
please, right now.
There's no way. I don't even know how to
Look, you
remotely
just-
do
you
that.
push yourself up and then you just levitate like
Do you
David
think? Do you think? What
Copperfield.
does he do? Does he shove himself up really hard and then just kind of rock backwards?
No, I think he works out those Achilles.
I don't understand it.
Dude, if you got on the floor and hurt yourself on camera and we watched you pop 2 Achilles,
I
because
probably
you
would.
would. You'd
I
pop
would.
both of those and break an MCL. You'd pop that one
Cascade's
too.
out here trying to get me hurt.
Everybody. Dude, KY says double dog dare you.
I can't do it.
She also says it's in the abs. If it's in the abs, Steve's in trouble.
Whatever. I got rock hard abs, baby. What are we talking about?
I thought you said ass. Oh, is he going to try it? You're not going to try
I
it.
can't do it. It's so stupid. Why would I even try?
TGZ said he pushes off with his knee.
He's doing
I don't
something
know how
weird.
he does it, bro. Look, when we get to 50,000, Steve, you got to do it.
Why do I have to do it?
I'll try it.
I have the room right now, I guess.
You do. Samuel says everybody's on the floor trying it right now.
There's just no way. Like, I know it's not happening. Like, I don't even know how to remotely even try it. Like, I would just look like a fat guy trying to get off the floor.
You think he's just standing up normally, but you think he's kind of doing it with like limited motion, so it just looks weird?
I don't know.
He's kind of using his hamstrings or something to like.
He said it before. I think he just pushes himself up and just like his upper body, like he's like pushes and just kind of takes the momentum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you should try it.
No, I shouldn't.
You should totally try it. We should do a poll.
No, it's not happening. Why do I want to? I'm just gonna look stupid. I'm just gonna look like a fat fish on the floor, like flopping around. Nobody wants to see that.
Probably. Right.
Don't kid yourselves. Julia says he has a third leg he's getting himself up with. You think he just lays on the ground, gets real horned up, and then he just pops up with the force?
That's also how Chris Jones does it. Fun fact.
Chris Jones actually can never fall over. He's like got a tripod.
Yeah, he's just, like when you get old, you walk with a cane. Won't need it. He'll just blue chew and be going all day long.
Oh no,
he's just blue chewed out over here.
He's gonna take that wiener dope, and then he's gonna be
he's gonna be hyped up on wiener dope, dude. Just like limping around everywhere. He's gonna look like a top. He'll just be
I can't.
I don't know what's going on, bro.
I can't with him.
That wiener dope. You just snort that wiener dope and be hyped up, bro. I can't.
We need a sponsorship from Blue Chew.
Iron Price said he heard poll.
I'm gonna contact Blue Chew and see if they can
we get a Blue Chew sponsorship
podcast.
And see if we can get Chris Jones to come on and talk about it.
Look, first of all, we talk about being horned up.
Yeah, we talk about horning it up.
B, I would say, and I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but I'd say the majority of our demographic is probably like 40 to 60-year-old men that like football.
So you're saying 40, 60-year-old men that need
Isn't that who they try to go to? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. You tell me. You turned 40 last year.
Bro, I'm not snorting that stuff. Let's be honest. I'm not doing it.
No, we're the perfect place. They should be sponsoring our stuff.
Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious, dude. If we can be sponsored by
Blue Chew, that'd be great. I'm hitting them up.
I thought Blue Chew was actually like some kind of like candy. It just sounds like it'd be candy, like Blue Chew. Have yourself a little Blue Chew, James. Go chill out in the corner. You know, like some grandpas are like, have a Werther's original. It's like, have a Blue Chew.
Like, just keep them in their pocket.
Tastes like raspberry.
Jeez. Yeah, see, Cascades is code horned up at checkout, and you get whatever off.
Yeah.
You know?
Nikki said there is a lot of girls. Can girls use Blue Chew? I mean, y'all can still buy it. Slip it in your
I think
drink.
they have something called something else. I don't really know. It's not Blue Chew.
What? I'm done.
I'm
with
sure
this
there's some kind.
conversation,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, let's move on. What about those Chiefs though?
What about them Chiefs? What about that Rashee Rice? Like, what's he doing? We need to give him some of that wiener dope so he'll stay home.
Dude,
stay home and bait or something. Like, do something.
Let's be serious here, though. I mean, is there not?
Go away, baiting. Damn it.
That needs to be Rashee Rice, bro. Give him a Blue Chew and send him home.
Dannon says sus. You're not wrong.
Bro, if you watch this channel, there's a lot more. There's a lot to be sus about. Dude,
we've opened up a whole can of worms here. Now KY says to get Hims to sponsor us too.
Hims?
Yeah. Sam Lofton says he quits. He's unsubscribing now.
Dude, the infamous guy came back that got mad that we say podcast for that ass. I had to show Steve. Nikki's changed the subject. Okay, the subject's been changed.
Change it.
The guy that says podcast for that ass, he gets so mad. And he tells us every video.
His name's like David?
Yeah, he's like, I had to stop watching. And I'm like, I thought you stopped watching 3 videos ago, bro.
I love how, you know why I really love David? Whoever he is, I love the fact that every day he tries again. No, like he'll come, he turns our video on for 10 seconds, and he's like, "Damn it, they said ass again," and he turns it off.
He said, "What does that even mean?" I was like, "Dude, podcast for that ass. It's for your ass, bro. Just enjoy it. And he don't get it. He don't get it. He said it's vulgar and it's like the Blue Chew thing, the wiener dope. This guy's long gone.
Yeah, he left.
He'll be gone for at least a week before he tries it again.
He's going to try again, though. Ray says, Mike and Steve, what do you guys think about the Chiefs signing Jaron Hayek?
From Nova? That the kid? I mean, I don't know much about him. I don't either. I didn't really scout a lot of Nova stuff, but
they said that he looked pretty good in the little mini camp, though. So that, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's gonna be a lot of camp competition. I do. But the main guys I'm looking at to really is probably going to be Justin, Ross, Nico.
There's going to be a lot of camp casualties.
We're forgetting somebody. There's somebody else that's around that, toeing that line. Who is it? I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about him, Ray. I might have to look into him more. That's exactly what he does.
Yeah. And then he's like, damn it. They said that ass again.
Anthony Child says, I said it before. I'd rather sign Salma Hayek.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Is she the one that was in that vampire movie that had George Clooney in it?
That's one of my favorite movies ever.
From Dusk Till Dawn. That's it, right?
Yeah. It's so good.
Man, I haven't watched that in probably like 10 years. I need to rewatch it.
Anything Tarantino's good. So, and that's Tarantino and Rodriguez together. So,
Robert Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. Did you like the one that they did where they did that double film?
Grindhouse? Yeah, it was good too.
What was the two films? I forget. I remember the Rodriguez
Planet Terror
one.
and Death Proof.
Rodriguez did Planet Terror.
Planet Terror. Yeah. Death Proof.
I think it was the best
though.
one, wasn't it?
I like Death
Was
Proof.
Death Proof the best? See,
that's
I don't
the one with
either. I gotta go back.
That was it Kurt Russell? Was that who they had in it? That
was
driving
the
car
or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was great.
Was it kind of like a Christine ripoff?
No, like you just have to go watch it.
I don't remember it that well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it.
It's really
remember
good.
that time we met Danny Trejo and he just kept creeping at Kayla the whole time?
Danny Trejo's cool. I like him.
He's a perv.
Have you ever?
He'd be another Blue Chew, though.
Have you ever heard his backstory, dude? Danny Trejo. Go watch like a biography of him. That dude's nuts. He's
awesome.
A
cool dude, but he's tiny, bro. He makes Brett Veach look like a giant.
Julia Goulia said The Hateful Eight was fire. It was really good. Did you
I
get to watch
to
that
even
one?
watch that one, dude. I got
Iron Price. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. That was a great film. We got to stop talking about movies and start talking about the Chiefs, baby. We're gonna have to start a sidecast where we just talk about movies, I guess.
Dude, we review books and movies. Somebody asked me how do we even have time to read, and to be honest, I don't know.
I don't anymore. Everything like
I made time this week because I really wanted to read that book, so I made myself. Look, I went for a walk every day for an hour, and I read a book, and then I would also listen to it. I got the audio book, so when I'd walk, I would knock out some book. So I was reading and listening. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have got it.
Dannon brought up Blank Man, baby. You remember Blank Man?
Dude, is that Pootie Tang?
No, that was
Chris Rock.
No.
What's
Blank Man? Was it a Wayans brother?
Dude,
way back in the day.
Brothers,
remember,
bro.
he was the superhero.
Dude, we were brought up on Wayans Brothers. I don't know how, but we were raised with Sean and Marlon Wayans.
Yeah.
And what was that girl's name? Something Beavis.
You're talking about the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah, the Jamie Foxx show. Dude, we watched all of it, dude.
Yeah, so many good shows back then.
That was our entire night was Jamie Foxx and the Wayans Brothers, bro.
Jay Brown says a former Chiefs player is in the movie From Dusk Till Dawn. Is it really?
Whoa, who?
I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I know Cheech was in it. Cheech Marin.
What's up, only 24? Good to have you here, brother.
Yeah,
he says, I was willing to cut some slack with the accident. Talking about Rashee, but it's the end of me caring.
You're not the only one. A lot of people.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are in on this. Like, I guess we can talk about Rashee for just a few more minutes, but I mean, it's all kind of been said in a way. It's like at this point, I'm just reserving my judgment. Like, I don't like it. There's me that can say I'll wait for facts, and there's also me that says I can be very disappointed in somebody for acting like an idiot. So
I guess it's however you look at it. I guess like if he did something to put himself back in the spotlight, then good Lord, man, what are we doing? Right. But was he just out being a regular person and this got brought on to him? Like, I don't know. We don't know. So it's like, if he really didn't do this, or like the circumstances was weird and we don't know, like, then it's one thing. But it does suck seeing his name pop back up in the headlines. Like what, a month later?
Steve, he's got
like,
to
dude,
get out and do some charity work.
Yeah, that's all. That's all he needs to do. Go work at the soup kitchen, baby.
Bro.
Hand out some lunches. Do what is it that Dave Grohl does? Where he
Food
just
truck?
goes out. Yeah, he'll go out and grill. He'll
He has
just
a food
grill
truck or
all day
something.
long, and
See,
like
that's
for
sick, dude.
homeless people to come up and get whatever they want.
Rashee, go do something. Spend
Yeah,
your
do
time at
something cool.
night. Why don't you read Carmack? Read The Road. Everybody says it's a good book. Go read that or something. Like that gone.
Sam Lofton, that's the big thing right there. As long as Rashee Rice doesn't lie to the organization,
Yeah.
he's transparent with everything. I think he's
Yeah, because
fine.
people are asking about that. They're like, well,
Yeah.
how come, Kareem Hunt got cut? And it's like, well, for what we know, Kareem Hunt only got cut not because of his actions, but because he lied to the franchise.
Correct. Right.
So as long as Rashee Rice is being truthful, which at this point nobody knows.
Who knows? I mean, you really don't know. We don't even know what happened. Well, like, it's all speculation, right?
I would just wish Rashee would get it together. I'm sending him out of Blue Chew, Steve.
Get it together. Some Blue Chew. Timothy JK, he says, seen Zay Jones scheduled a meeting on Thursday. Thoughts? We just talked about that a little while ago. If you want to
Yeah.
scroll back, you can. But just real quick, I'm okay with that. I
I'm
like
happy
Zay
with it.
Jones.
I'm fine with it.
And as long as he does his weird little levitating thing every game, I'm good.
So let me throw out some names really quick. Let's go through some names again, and you give me just a thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't even.
I
gotta
like when
say
we
it.
play this game.
Okay,
good.
look. What about Hunter Renfrow? Thumbs up, thumbs down on Hunter.
He don't want to be here. Get out of town.
Okay. Treylon Burks.
Not necessary, but if we were going to do it, I like the upside.
Okay. Again, don't know if it's possible, but if it was, Parker Washington from the Jags.
Meh.
Okay.
We have a lot of meh.
Let me see. What about Debo or Ayuk? Like that one comes with a big contract too.
Oh, that's not a thumbs up. No,
Oh my lord.
they gotta go. They gotta go. They're too expensive. We can.
What
afford
about
that.
the rumors were true and Brett Veach is still trying to go get DK Metcalf?
Too much? I think. I just don't see. I don't think so. I love DK, but I mean, first of all, there's a couple things with DK.
I got an idea.
How do
Make
you
a poll.
mess
Can
with the
you make a
chemistry of the
poll for us?
team?
And put up some of these names. Put up Zay Jones, Treylon Burks, and then put up big money wide receiver, and that could be Debo, that could be Ayuk, that could be DK, and then give them one more. Give them like a who's like a bust kind of pick that's not been too good lately that Brett Veach could snake besides Treylon Burks. What about like a Calvin Austin III? The Pittsburgh Steelers don't like him. I thought he always fit us a little bit, but see, we've got that receiver 1,000 times, bro.
Exactly. Okay, what names do you want me to put on? I can do 4.
Let's do Treylon Burks. I think that's number 1. I think number 2, you got to put down Hunter Renfrow. No, put Michael Thomas. That's even better. Michael Thomas, Treylon Burks, and then let's go with big money wide receiver. You should just put big money wide receiver. And then who was the third name or the fourth name? It wasn't Parker Washington. It was heck, I don't even remember. Zay Jones? I think it was just Zay Jones.
Yeah, Zay Jones.
Okay. And of course, I see a lot of people saying stuff like Dan and Powell says, "What about CD Lamb?" Dude, I'd be fine with it, but I don't think I don't think Dallas is going to trade for him.
Heck no,
Timothy
dude. He was the top receiver in the league last year.
Right. Timothy said T. Higgins still out there. Man, they are just not going to work with the Chiefs.
Mm-mm.
The Bengals would rather look. The Bengals would rather put their fingers in a door.
Well, I mean, you can
hinge
kind of
and
throw.
slam
You can
it
kind
30 times than to take a phone call from Brett Veach.
Did you say put their wiener in a door and slam it?
No fingers, bro. Like,
Oh.
you got Wong on the mind right now.
No,
This
but
Blue Chew's got you worked
I
up.
think T. Higgins kind of falls into that big money receiver category anyway, because he's wanting 25 plus.
He's going to want
Like they-
wide
they all
receiver
want a
1
lot of
money, and
money.
honestly, I don't think T. Higgins is wide receiver 1.
He ain't proven to be right.
We went through an
he's
exercise
been in
one
Jamar
time.
Chase's shadow.
You remember the guy
So-
that told us we couldn't name 20 wide receivers better than T. Higgins? And we were like, well,
Yeah,
we
that
can
was
name 26.
easy though. Yeah, that was easy. That's just
Yeah, Samuel says there should have been an other. I guess if there's an other, you can just
It only lets me do 4.
Yeah.
And Mike was in control.
Sorry.
Yeah, JJ's not available, Dan. That's
JJ?
That's a reach.
Oh, Justin Jefferson? Yeah, I already took him out of my mind.
I mean, he's wanting $30+ million a year.
Yeah, I think the guys that are big money is going to be really hard for us to secure.
Yeah.
The reason Brett Veach goes after these Kadarius Toney types is because you're getting them on rookie contracts. And if they suck, you've got a Kadarius Toney situation where it's like, well, look, I can give you 2-3 years.
People like Justin Jefferson are scary, right? Because like he has potential to be one of the best receivers to ever play football. But if you go out and pay this man $30+ million a year,
injury part 2 like he did this year.
Yeah, or like, and you guarantee a lot of his money, and then all of a sudden he falls off the face of playing it. Like, what do you do? You know,
you cry a little bit. I think a move like Justin Jefferson, in my opinion, endangers the dynasty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think if you keep shooting low,
that's the risk you take when you take a guy like that. If you go out and you pay $30+ million for a receiver, or even if we would have paid Tyreek Hill $30 million, what you do is you put yourself in a situation where if it don't work out, you've just screwed up your franchise for 10 years.
Yeah, but
we can't afford to do that.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying earlier, Steve. It's kind of like a golf thing.
That's playing with fire.
Why do we have to keep taking the driver off the par 5? Like, why don't we just keep hitting?
Kind of like
keep hitting the fairway here.
Look, I'm gonna try to make this link together because I feel like it's similar. Okay, so like taking that sort of a risk is kind of like if you have it made in life and you're an NFL football player and you're going to make millions, but you go out and you race a car at 120 miles an hour on the freeway and hit a bunch of people.
Then
why are you taking the unnecessary risk? What are we doing?
Then fight a photographer 2 months later.
Right. I'm just saying it's just an unnecessary risk. Like, I don't think you have to go that crazy. We proved last year you can win a Super Bowl with a crap wide receiver room.
Joe says, how about having Wiley run some wide receiver routes? I think after them seeing Wiley in action this weekend, he stood out this weekend at rookie minicamp. I do believe he's going to take Jody Fortson, and I believe with Rashee Rice gone, the Chiefs can start looking at more 12 and 13 personnel. And if you put Noah Gray, Wiley, and Kelce on the field at the same time, I think you're going to have a lot of options for.
I had a moment when
Patrick
you said
Mahomes,
Wiley, and I was just like, why would we ever put an offensive lineman out there to run?
Andrew?
Yeah.
We should trade for him and make him a wide receiver. Steve,
Sam
how
Lofton,
many people watched our short on Jared Wiley and took it serious that we were saying that he was going to replace Patrick freaking Mahomes?
I mean, let's be honest here. Y'all let us know in the chat. But when we make a short and it's something like that, like it's like, oh, Jared Wiley going to take Patrick Mahomes' job. He was a beast quarterback in high school. Obviously, it's us just being funny and also kind of giving you a backstory on their player at the same time. It's like entertaining.
Right.
Good Lord. Every comment was like, this will never happen. And it's like, you think?
Dude,
you didn't think the tight end was going to come in and take over the best quarterback in the league's job?
I took an hour to troll every comment last night being like, come on, you don't think a 4th-round tight end that played high school quarterback 6 years ago could take over the greatest quarterback in the world?
The amount of people that thought that you were being serious, like, think about that. It blew my mind. But this is why I really love the people that are in our chat. Like, you guys that are always here, the ACU crew.
Yeah, you guys.
I really like you guys because, like, there is a big portion of Chiefs Kingdom that has absolutely zero sense of humor. None. Like, everything's over their head.
Well, a lot of them just looking for a gotcha
it's
moment.
Crazy.
Like,
it's
they just want
weird.
They just want to show up to tell you how wrong you are about everything you say, kind of. So they
Yeah,
just
it's
wanted
funny,
to be
but
you thought Wiley would take Mahomes. You're an idiot.
But do they not look stupid as hell doing it?
Yeah,
like,
you do. Like, you can't
What
watch
are we
this
talking
channel for a
about?
second and think that we think tight end Jared Wiley is going to take over Patrick Mahomes' job.
Mike, I don't understand people. But yeah, Sam, sarcasm goes right over the head of a lot of these people.
Dude, it's funny, dude. We try to do sarcasm a lot. It does not play.
It doesn't land at all.
K-Wayne,
Pretty bad.
K-Wayne says we like you too. K-Wayne, where are you at tonight, man? I like seeing where K-Wayne is. I want to get a map. K-Wayne, you should make an app where we get to follow you in your truck, like so we know where you're at.
He could be anywhere by now. He could be anywhere by now because last I heard, this was back like the day after your birthday, or a couple days after your birthday, he was coming up through Kentucky on 65, going towards Chicago. But by now he could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Detroit.
You remember the game show? Where in the world is K-Wayne?
Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, well, Carmen Sandiego, K-Wayne.
Mike, so when I was
Where's
at work,
he at?
Mike, when I was at work at my job, there was someone that came in.
He's eating that deep dish, baby.
His name was Pedro Santiago, and his wife's name was Carmen, and I laughed for about an hour, and no one knew why.
Carmen Santiago.
Yeah.
Dude, they probably just thought you.
They thought I was dumb. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah,
He went to Detroit. He's having a Detroit-style pizza with all that cheese on the edge.
Detroit style pizza is low key the best pizza out there. Like it's I don't know if I'll say it's the best, but I think it's
the best
like
one to get around here though, because we don't have a lot of Detroit chains. The only thing that I can think of is
they need a jet. Do they have jets around here yet?
they've got a Jets in Louisville. They've got a few. I've never tried Jets. Is it good? Should I get it?
It's Detroit style. It's straight from there.
I've had the stuff from Walmart that you can get called Detroit.
Those are good.
The Motor
for
City pizzas,
oven
I think.
pizzas?
Yeah, those were good.
Yeah.
They were
it's
like
crazy.
$12 for a pizza. So
They
I
get
could just
really
order
crispy.
one,
They
but-
put a pan in there with it, and it gets it really crispy and stuff. It's great.
So K Wayne is just out in Detroit, probably hanging out with like Eminem, going to see Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
You know, looking for Bob Seger.
That's exactly what he's doing.
He's probably just driving right through. He's just passing right through, baby. Where you going? You going to Canada?
Do you
Kenyatta?
remember? Listen to this. So, we used to know an old lady that was from Detroit, and she actually dated Bob Seger at one point. She dated Robert Plant,
Dude, how sick is that?
and she's claimed that she also babysat Marshall Mathers.
I feel like she has to be lying about something.
You think this old lady was just making stuff up?
What was her
But why
name?
would-
I
Vicky.
remember her. Vicky. She said Bob Seger wrote a song about her.
Or still the same.
Still the same. It's about Vicky, apparently. Steve, I think she's pulling our leg, man.
Do you think so? You think this old lady was just like, I'm going to lie to these kids?
Do you remember back in the 90s when we would just tell people we worked with that we were related to Freddie Prinze Jr. out of all people and they believed it?
I still tell people that because it's random.
It's because it's so
people don't-
random. People
don't
believe
even
it.
know who he is either.
Yeah, they're
So
like,
it's
who in the
great.
world's Freddie Prinze Jr.? I'm like, bro, did you watch Scooby-Doo? Did you watch She's All That? Was he in She's All That? I don't even remember.
No.
I'm too far from the 90s to remember it. Isn't it weird that the 90s have been literally like 3 decades ago almost? Dude, when somebody says, dude, think about like last decade, my mind goes to the 90s.
Is this
bro.
real? This is a real story. I didn't know this. Apparently, is he really from St. Joe? And they moved to Detroit?
His mom's from KC.
There's a couple.
So
of
wait, they're
people
from
saying
St. So he was born. Why does he claim Detroit so much? Is that where he just
that. That's
grew
where
up? I guess.
I'm sure. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like Abraham Lincoln. We had this discussion. You know, he was born in Kentucky, but everybody claims him in Illinois. Like he was.
Dude,
'cause of his
everywhere you go,
childhood
it says
on,
something
right?
about Abe Lincoln, bro.
Abe Lincoln lived everywhere, apparently.
Abe Lincoln is America. We should just name ourselves the United States of Lincoln.
Tech 9. Somebody says Tech 9 in the chat.
Oh,
Tech-
did you see the little thing I'd uncovered the other day? A little nugget about our boy Kamal Haddon. Did you know
He played
he
in
played
Independence.
community football, community college at Independence Community College?
I
in
did know that.
Independence, Kansas. So he's got a little KC ties to him
Yeah,
already.
I did know that. I like that guy.
Me too.
Well, you know that.
Dude, he balled out over mini camp this weekend. I think
He's gonna be.
nasty.
He's gonna be good,
Spags is gonna find a little spot for him and Jaden Hicks. Like I
Loving him.
guarantee you that one.
dude. Y'all, if y'all haven't got to go watch his college tape, just pull up like highlights or whatever from Kamal Haddon at Tennessee. Just
You
absolute.
will not need a blue chew. No, you will be
Man.
horned.
He's good. He's real good.
Dude, I see where Ron Kopp tweeted today. He was like, "Did you guys know Kamal Haddon had a 7 QBR?"
Yes.
And I was like, "Yeah,
Yes,
yeah." Like
Known
we've
that
been
for a
saying
long time now.
time.
bro.
Ron,
I
watch
just-
the show.
Like we said, like it was like one of the first people we even talked about in the draft process. I was like, Mike, how come no one's mentioned this cornerback?
Right.
Like, why is no one talking about this guy?
And the only thing we could come
Like,
up with was injury
injury?
and just not
Yeah.
enough football.
Yeah, y'all get excited about Kamal Haddon because he could work his way into that DB room and be some fun.
And with that
He'd be
being
a good
said,
corner.
they'll cut him tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought the same thing about Khalif Hallisey last year. I really like the way that kid played.
I don't care what anybody says. Like
He
we
should have made
nailed
the
it.
team last year.
Dude, there was nobody that had a better offseason than Khalif Hallisey. And he
Dude,
just
he even killed it in the preseason. He was out there just balling,
That's what
and
I'm
they
saying.
cut him.
Like, He
That
just
was
straight
wild.
up, like, I'm almost at a firm, after watching Hallisey and how he was handled last year, and even Amir Smith-Marset, I'm almost at a firm stance that it doesn't matter what you do in the preseason. Like, they've already made their minds up.
They already know, yeah.
They already freaking know. Like, you're just out there playing just to get through the preseason games, and you're gone. It doesn't matter how good
Right.
you play. Like,
Yeah, because Hallisey balled out in the preseason last year. He was
P-Ron
the best
looked
player.
pretty good and didn't get like anything. There was a
Sam
few
says
guys
Khalif
that
is
looked
Brown's number 2 CB right now. Is that true? Is he their number 2?
good.
He
I
was
don't know.
good, really good. I don't know why we cut him. That was weird. Very strange.
It's pretty wild. Wet My Whistle says, heard a rumor we might talk to DK. Yeah, there was a rumor come out that we tried to talk with DK and the Seahawks and try to get him during the draft. We don't know how true it is. We did cover it in a video. You can go back and watch it if you want. Would appreciate it. But yeah, we didn't. I mean, we couldn't confirm it or anything, but we talked about it. I think it would have been kind of crazy, man. How crazy
Have
would
a
it
good
have been if
night,
we'd have
Rick.
traded our first round pick for DK
That would have been
Metcalf
nuts.
or something?
That would have been totally
Dude.
crazy.
A lot of people are like, I'm glad with Xavier Worthy. I mean, I
You
guess
know,
in hindsight, it's cheaper.
It is. I would say here's the thing. Like, here's what you've been saying. You want a low floor guy? That's DK.
Right. Like, you know what you're
want,
getting with DK.
You want a
Metcalf.
high ceiling. I mean, DK's a monster.
He's everything. Like,
And,
DK's
like-
a legit number one receiver that Patrick Mahomes has never had. Well, Tyreek Hill, take that back, but it's a different wide receiver.
Tyreek Hill, I guess you could say he's a better receiver than DK Metcalf because of the production. But, I mean, DK Metcalf runs close to the same speed as Tyreek Hill at his size. He ran a 4.3 40, and he is a monster. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Could just imagine him on a team besides the Seahawks, what he could be doing.
Dude, yeah, he's doing it with who?
What's his name? The dude that shouldn't even be a starting quarterback in the
yeah.
league. He's
What's
the
his
backup for
name?
years.
Achilles Smith?
No. Y'all put it in the chat. Why can't I think of this guy's name? He was a backup quarterback forever.
Steve. We all know who it is, bro.
I don't.
It's,
What's his name?
I see
Why can't I
his
think of his name?
face.
I can't think of his name. Gino.
Smith.
Gino. Thank you, Kathy.
Gino.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's insane what he
When
could
I
be
hear
doing.
the name Gino, I automatically just think of
Pizza?
like a nice New York style slice of pizza. Man.
Me too.
Why is
Hey,
that?
look, Anthony said it in the chat.
Let's go. Wait, I'm clicking everything but Anthony because I was horned up. Let's go. Brian Parrott says Gino too. Dude, I tell you, man, Gino's Pizza. Do you remember
A
the
good
first
pizza
time we
sounds
ever went to
great.
New York? We went to New York with the late, great David Underhill, who, by the way,
Rest in peace.
drove 100 and he Rashee Riced us back in the day. when we were just
Brand
children.
new Cadillac. It was all leather interior. It was like you're in a recliner. You couldn't even tell the car was moving.
Listening
But this
to the
guy-
Kentucky Headhunters on full blast.
He'd put on, let's see, Dumas Walker, or there were some other songs too.
His dad was a milkman or whatever that song's called.
Yeah, my daddy was a milkman.
he
It
loved
was-
that.
But he
And
would
we-
be driving like 140 when
Yeah,
they
me
were
and Steve
on.
would just look at each other and we would just point to the gauge and like he'd be jamming. And like you're in that weird Cadillac, like back in like the early 2000s or late 90s. I don't even remember when
It was like mid 90s.
Okay. So dude, we're just like cruising, we're like floating in like a Boeing jet right now. And then we're looking and we're
We
like,
didn't know we
dude,
were going that fast.
Yeah,
but
we're
we
like,
were.
this dude's going like 120.
Either way, the point of the story is we found a little hole in the wall pizza from Gino. It was so good.
Yeah. That was one of the
was
best
so good.
pizzas I can remember to this day.
Yeah, it was awesome. And so yeah, Gino's its pizza always will be.
I need pizza now. That's all there
Kathy
is to
Welch.
it.
Oh, here's a small tidbit of information for you, Kathy Welch. She said she's seen the Kentucky Headhunters with Hank Jr. What you didn't know, Kathy Welch, is these guys right here. That's our cousins. Hank Jr. Yep.
Junior. Yeah, we're somehow related to Hank Jr. I don't know how.
It was like
I'm not really dug up the family tree, but
it's like our grandpa and his and Hank Sr. were like first cousins or something. Like, so it made us like in the tree.
so we're not even
Like,
really.
do you remember we actually went to Nashville? Hank the Third invited us to Nashville. We went and met with him and his sister, and they had the family tree. We found out we were cousins.
But I will say,
Yeah.
yeah, we're so far from his tree that we have to use the binocs.
We definitely get any of the money. I think all the money went to cocaine. It didn't go to the family.
Oh yeah, but yeah, something about our family. Did Dad grow up in Alabama or something?
No.
Was he born in Alabama? Why do I remember Alabama for some reason with Pops?
Not a clue, bro. Not a clue.
I lived a whole different life, apparently, than what I can remember.
You're just making stuff up now.
Just making crap up at this point, I think. It's one of those days, man.
Yeah, Hank the Third's crazy, isn't he, about time? Yeah, he invited us down to Nashville. He was playing a little hole in the wall in Nashville, and we got to go, and then his sister came, Holly, and we were talking to her about the family tree and stuff. So that was
Holly
how we
does
kind
some
of
country music.
That's how we
too.
found it all out. That was cool.
Yeah.
Cool little story. I remember that. I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that up, Kathy. Unintentionally.
Just forgot about your family, huh?
Yep. And then the Kentucky Headhunters, their sons are in a band named Blackstone Cherry. They're just right up the road. They're like Horse Cave area.
Yeah, that's true. We grew up probably about, an hour from Horse Cave, maybe?
Not even that.
Yeah, probably not even that, to be honest.
Yeah. So,
dude, Kentucky got some wild musicians. Isn't Tyler Childers from Kentucky?
there's a lot.
He's from Eastern Kentucky somewhere.
What's his name from Lexington that everybody knows? Chris Stapleton.
Oh, Chris Stapleton.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Chris Stapleton played at the venue that we played at literally one night later. No, it was the night before. Do you remember that story?
Yeah.
We went to a place called Buster's in Lexington. And we played back when we played music. And the guy was like, dude, last night it was packed in here. Some dude named Chris Stapleton. He had a big beard. He's like, I don't know what he's ever going to do in life. And the funny thing is, it's Chris freaking Stapleton, bro. That's who it is.
Tell you.
I want to find that guy and be like, do you remember that guy that you talked about, crap about?
TGC said, did you forget about your post? Yeah, we got off on a tangent. We're terrible, Mike. We're always getting off.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That sounded terrible. Either way, I'm going to end it. 45% say Zay Jones, brother.
Okay.
They like to look at Zay Jones. And, I agree with you guys. I feel like he falls into that category. You don't got to pay him a lot.
Yeah.
He can give you some production.
Pretty good floor.
Yeah, I think I like it okay. I wouldn't be mad at that whatsoever.
I'm down with it.
Where did it go? I lost it. Somebody tell me the results.
Did you lose it?
Yeah, why did it go away? Normally I can see it. I can't see it.
I can't see it.
YouTube being YouTube again.
Just out here hating us, huh?
Yep. But either way, I think the rest were pretty even.
Yeah, I can't see it either, dude. It just disappeared.
It usually pops up in the chat.
Why did it just disappear?
There it comes. 2 hours
There
later.
it is.
44% Zay Jones. 26% say get a
it's
big money
money.
receiver. 15% Michael Thomas. 14% Burks.
So
I
people
find
are
it
out on Trey
interesting.
Burks, huh?
I find it interesting that Burks is so low. But do you think it's because he hasn't performed in the NFL?
Yeah, I think people they see him as kind of like another Sky Moore. Like, it's just a guy, and then he's just not doing nothing. So they don't want to do it again.
Right. Mike, we got a 2-bomb from our girl Brenda. We'll give her some horns here, baby.
Oh, she says, look at her post from earlier. Okay, is it this one?
Mike, find
Seth
it.
Kaiser posted on X that the Rashee Rice incident per civilians with knowledge of the incident to the news, the altercation was verbal, not physical.
See, it could be an absolute nothing burger.
See?
It really could be.
I've said this over and over that
The
sometimes
only
those
person that gets in
paparazzi
trouble,
dudes-
the only person that gets in trouble for verbal assault's Chris Jones. He gets 15-yard penalties for calling Matt Ryan old. Get your old ass up.
You see this all the time with
15-yard
paparazzi,
penalty.
though, right? They'll do
Yeah.
this. They get in celebrities' faces, and then if anything touches them, they act like it's the end of the world, and then they try to cause a ruckus over it. But once the
sure.
police get involved,
Yeah.
they realize they changed their story.
I see. I'm kind of with Anthony here. I don't think Burks has had much quarterback support, and I don't think I don't like Tennessee. I don't like Vrabel's offense. I think he could definitely do some damage here for sure. I mean, like you said, he's similar to Sky Moore, not in body, not in the way
no,
necessarily.
it's how he would be used.
It's how he would be used, but let's be honest here. I feel like Trey Burks has got a higher ceiling than Sky Moore.
Let's also be honest here. Andy's not going to use them right.
Yeah, that's true. You do what Andy wants, or
Andy
you
said,
get on down the road.
Trey,
Baby.
welcome. You want to run 70-yard routes and
He's going to throw up mid game.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do, Trey? You want to do what Andy wants to do? Go give me a hamburger.
Yeah, Wink says they want Burks to be their ex, but he's a power slot. It's true.
Yes, dude. And there was a receiver this year. I thought Keon Coleman could be that power slot this year.
Man,
But the Chiefs, from what I was able to gather, the Chiefs never once even spoke to Keon.
Which is
Coleman.
weird. Do you like? I know there's a lot of hype about it, but did you like his interview that he had with the Bills?
Where he talked about golf and stuff.
Yeah, he said he's Tiger. Wish he could, not Tiger Woods.
He's funny, dude.
He's
I think
pretty
he's got
wild.
a good attitude.
Yeah, I like it.
I hope he don't screw up. I root for all these dudes to just be good humans. I wish Rashee would just chill, bro. Hopefully this is just that news guy. Like I said, more than likely, the whole Rashee thing, I don't think anything about this would have been a thing if Rashee wouldn't have had his first incident, right? I feel like that's the only reason the guy's
That
probably taking
definitely
pictures.
exacerbated the situation.
He baited it.
Exacerbated.
Go away, Peyton. Damn it.
You like how I paused because I knew what you were going to do.
You did. Man. Love it.
Yeah, well, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We'll be here for about 10 more minutes or so. So if you have any questions, make sure to get those in. We appreciate all you guys that have donated to the channel. That goes a long way. So definitely appreciate you all. And also the people that gifted out memberships. That's freaking awesome. Gary and Prince.
Right. If you haven't
I got
turned
Iron,
on.
What's his name? Why am I having
Iron Price.
That's it. Yep.
If you haven't turned on your gifting, make sure and turn that gifting on. There might be a few out there. I'm not for sure.
Don't know. What's this one say? Do you think y'all can talk about numbers to what we can afford? That's a good question. I like that.
That's a good question. Let me go check out what we got here.
I can't remember. Well, I know where we were, but then we extended or changed up Kelce's contract.
Yeah.
So that messed with it some.
So our top 51 cap space, which is how you got to get your top 51 into a certain amount. Our top 51 cap space puts us about 15.3 mil. It's going to take us to sign all of our draft picks. It's going to take us somewhere around 7 to 9 million. But some of that regurgitates itself because the top 51 just rotates, right? So right now, for example, the smallest contract that we got is Nick Jones at $934K. So for example, if we sign our 7th round pick for $1 million, then $1 million goes above Nick Jones. So Nick Jones $934K comes off, which means you just count the difference to the cap. So it'd be like $60,000 to the cap. Yeah. So that $15 million, we can now go down to like $14 million, blah, 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 blah. So it's not going to cost as much as you think because of that rotating top 51. So I'd say the Chiefs probably got a good $10 million they could play with easily.
Right at it. So, yeah, see, aren't some of those guys out of the question?
Like who?
Brandon Ayuk.
Well, not necessarily because Brett Veach does that thing where he can backload contracts. You only count certain.
I get it.
Because look, Chris Jones, look at that contract he just signed, and he's only going to count to like $5 million this year on the cap.
I get it. I guess you're right.
That's a big old contract, and it's counting $5 million this year. So they can figure out ways to do it.
Daniel Akers' comment cracked me up. I just happened to see it.
What?
Nothing.
Oh. What's happening?
It's so true, though. It's true.
It's great.
I guess you probably could get one in here, but is that really what the focal point is? Is it getting another receiver? We talked about how there's way too many. Like it's already loaded. And not saying we're loaded with the best talent ever, but we have quite a bit of talent.
Think about this, though. If it revolves, and it does, okay, you've still got Montrell Washington on this team right now at $985K. Like, he would presumably be gone, okay? So that falls off the cap. So there's $1 million coming off. So just say, for example, you got Brandon Ayuk, and you can make it to where he only got paid $10 million this year.
Ayuk.
Well, look, so Ayuk, okay, so he would get to knock off. He would presumably knock off $1 million, and by the end of it, you could probably knock off, for example, Kadarius Toney. Just say you cut him. That would knock off 2.5. So just by knocking off Kadarius Toney and Montrell Washington, you would essentially knock off 3.5, which means that contract would only cost you $7 million this year total.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it rotates it.
What I'm saying is, is a receiver really a thing?
No, I don't know if the Chiefs really. I don't know if Brett Veach really honestly thinks it is.
Our boy Enrique in the house with the 2-bomb. Appreciate you, Enrique. Good to see you, my man. Hope you're doing well.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like we said, also running back, something they could be looking at. Is there any other positions besides the skilled positions that they might be looking at? Like, do you think they're done with offensive line depth? Do you think?
I think so. I think the offensive line they're good with.
What are we looking at with offensive line right now? By the way, while we're talking about it, we know you have your starters, obviously, and then you on left tackle. Let's just presume. I assume it's going to be Kingsley and Wanye. Whoever wins that little battle. And then you have
the other one's making the team, obviously, is a swing.
Right, but you have Caliendo there, and then you have the two guys we drafted, C.J. Hansen and Hunter Norzad. Who else do we have? Do we still have...
Let's put out your starting five.
Dude on the team that never panned out that Julia likes?
Lucas Niang, yeah.
Yeah, he's still around.
The only one we don't have is Prince
Is
Tega
gone,
Winogo,
right?
which I kind of liked Prince over. But look, let's just say, what do we usually take? 9 linemen, 10 linemen? Offensive linemen?
I'm not for
usually
sure.
9 or 10, isn't it?
Can't think off the top of my head.
So look, you have your starting five, and let's just go ahead and say Kingsley's in that starting five. So that puts Wanye. You have Lucas Niang, which may or may not, he might be on the cut. But you're going to have Caliendo. That's a pretty good guy. Hunter Norzad, C.J. Hansen. That might be your 10 right there. You take into camp.
Yeah, okay.
Or,
so, yeah, we're
not
solid
your camp,
there.
but that might be 10 that you put on your roster.
For the season, yeah. D-line, we're looking at, we know that we have Turk, Derek Noddy, Mike Pinnell all signed back.
Yeah.
Even if they're 1 years. That's
They've
fine.
still got Matt Dickerson here. They love him.
Why do they love Dickerson so
I don't
much?
know, bro, but he played a lot. You still got Neil Farrell here. You got Malik Herring here. B.J.
Isaiah
Thompson.
Buggs.
Yep, Isaiah Buggs. You still got Turk, which you might have named him.
Yeah, I did.
Derek Noddy, you named him, obviously.
Edge rushers. Charles Omeni, who's still on the
Mike Dana's
roster.
back.
Mike Dana.
That's it.
George,
Chris Jones. Charles
Felix.
Omeni.
And then did you say B.J. Thompson?
Yeah. So, look, I think they're good there, too. I don't think they're going to do nothing there. Now, do I think that's a solid group? It's solid. I think it could be
It's not
upgraded.
bad.
I think it could
It's not
definitely
bad,
be upgraded, though. Yeah, it's not horrible.
And then, of course, DBs were set.
DBs are set. Linebackers are freaking
Linebackers
set, dude. Linebackers are
set.
studs, bro.
Yeah, I love our linebacker group.
I even think Curtis Jacobs might be a long shot to come in and take somebody's job like a Christensen or Jack Cochran.
Christensen's gone.
Yeah, well, they didn't pick up his option. They rescinded his option, but they could still bring him back at any point.
Yeah, dude, but our three starting linebackers, what a group. Nick Bolton, Leo, and Drew. That's sweet.
Yeah,
I really like our defense. A lot of people's like,
way.
oh, the defense is naturally going to take a step back because they were so good last year and we lost L'Jarius Sneed. I'm not going to go there yet. I want to see it. Like, I think we might be the same or better. I mean, we have a hell of a defense, and we have the best defensive coordinator out there calling the shots. So I'm digging it, man. I think this could be a really good year. Mahomes is saying that we're getting a three-peat, baby, so we're getting a three-peat.
I think right now the Chiefs are quietly building maybe the best roster that they've put together under the Mahomes era, in my opinion.
Dude, yeah, they are, and they're all young, dude. They are setting this up where we could have that Patriots-esque, let's win a lot of Super Bowls.
And
like,
you know,
let's be the team everybody hates for a decade.
You know who everybody's kind of forgetting, by the way? The safety. Do you remember bringing in that safety last season at the end of the year? And we were like, oh, we're going to stash him and blah, blah, blah. Do you remember Trey Dean, by the way?
Yeah, the guy from Florida.
Right. And that he was playing for the Jets and looked pretty good at one point. So that's still a possibility there to come in and maybe push during camp.
So you got
what do you got to
Reed,
you pretty much got to just
Cook.
beat out Bush.
Yeah, well, no, because, I mean, look, right here, you got 4. I can name 4 right now that's definitely going to be on the team. 110%.
Right. You got the rookie. You got Chamari.
Yeah, Chamari, Hicks, Cook, and Reed. So, I mean, killer.
They took
safeties.
5 last year, though.
So, Bush probably be your guy because he's like he's the special teams guy, and he also contributes when he's in. I mean, like I said, during the playoffs, he had that interception.
But do you not take the young gun if he looks good, though? Do you not just go ahead and keep Trey Dean if he looks that good, though? Because like you said, you could actually slide Chamari down the corner.
I don't think that Bush is a given at all. They did sign him
No.
back, but I don't know.
He's the year-to-year guy, in my opinion.
Ron, all you have to do is go up to where the little gift thing is at the top, and you'll click it, and it'll say to accept gifts. You have to make sure that's on.
Yeah, it's different too on phone and on desktop and whatever you use.
I'm sure there's some people in the chat that can help you. If you
For
need
sure,
to.
Nightbot tried to help. Chiefer all over it. Chiefer, you do a good job, bro. He's all over it before I
Yeah,
could even
Chiefer's the
think.
man. He's low key the goat out here.
Right. Samuel with a 2-bomb up in here.
Let's go, Samuel. He says,
Steve.
do they keep Trey and Norzad instead of Creed next year? Mike, I think I brought this up, and a lot of people looked at me funny. But I really do think, like, we have a lot of contracts coming up. I don't know if they keep Trey or not. But I don't think Creed's 100% lock. Centers are easy to replace. The Chiefs have never paid a center. Look at Mitch Morse. They don't do it.
They didn't pay Rodney Hudson either.
Right. They don't do it. So, I mean, Creed's not 100% lock. We all love Creed, and Creed's one of the top 2-3 guys in the league at that position. But Norzad's looking promising already. I don't know. We really don't know how this is going to shape up. But I would be prepared for anything. I know we love Creed. We love Trey Smith. But those are two easily replaceable positions, in my opinion. Like, center and guard are probably some of the easiest spots to replace via draft, to be quite honest. And I think that that's something that we need to be prepared for is if they do move on.
Look,
It shouldn't be like
a lot of people
moment,
think that
you know?
even the inside linebacker in Bolton's easy to replace. So who knows? I think Bolton out of those three, I think Bolton's at the top of the list.
Well,
that may
Bolton's
not go over well with people, but I think that Spags
Yeah.
really likes Bolton.
Bolton's definitely your QB of the defense right now. So, I mean, it's kind of hard. Like, I don't know.
Now, look, I think Hunter Norzad has got to come in and be like a flat out beast before you even consider that, though, because you don't take a guy in the 5th or 6th round and expect him to come in and be Creed's replacement.
No. I'm not saying that, but
Right. Like,
We'll
you would
see.
just see how it pans. And right
Yeah.
now, I feel like he's probably just like an Allegretti.
I'm not saying they won't sign. They could sign them both back. I'm not saying they won't, but I'm just saying I don't think that anyone should be like completely just blindsided.
So who
It's
do
not-
you prefer? If you can only sign one out of those three back between Trey and Creed and Nick Bolton, are you on the Nick Bolton train? Would you rather replace both offensive linemen than Nick Bolton?
Yes. I'm riding with Bolton. Don't throw tomatoes at me.
It's
but I'm riding
tough,
with
though,
Bolton.
because in a way,
Appreciate the 2, Sam, and we got a 5-bomb somewhere after I click it from Chase. He says, bringing
go.
Antonio Brown on the cheap, let Rice sit behind him and learn.
no, you don't need to learn from Antonio Brown.
Chase, I don't know if you're being serious right here. I appreciate
Chase,
the 5
you're
and the
not being
support.
serious, bro.
But we don't need him to learn any more bad habits. The next thing we know, Rice is going to be slanging his wiener and old women in a pool.
Dude, he'll be on the
He's
blue
already
chip
done enough.
bandwagon. Look, we can't have this guy back. This guy runs CTESPN. We can't. get him
Antonio
back in
Brown
here.
is out of control.
Yeah, I don't think
Antonio
anybody's
Brown, the
shot him.
player, I agree. He's a good player, and that sounds great, but he's out of control. He's not a real person.
Look,
I'm pretty
Steve,
sure somebody
would you
wakes up
rather
every
have-
morning and draws him on a board. Like he's a cartoon character.
Steve, would you rather have Antonio Brown? This is the only receiver you can have, too. Like, you get to run one wide receiver sets. Antonio Brown or Sky Moore?
Do what?
Would you
What'd
rather
you
have
say?
Antonio Brown or Sky Moore? You only have one receiver on your team.
I'm taking Sky Moore.
Okay, I'm just wanting to know.
Antonio Brown is crazy,
Chase
dude.
says he's not serious. Yeah, we didn't kind of.
I didn't think he was.
Yeah, dude,
That's so funny. Appreciate the 5 though.
funny.
See, I like it. He
What if we
paid five.
brought-
He paid $5 to get a laugh in. I like
Do
it.
you think you think Brett Veach is called to the correctional facility and seeing if Henry Ruggs could get an early release?
Oh, let's
Well,
not
I mean-
start an all-star team of criminals.
Rashee needs somebody to learn behind. I don't know if he's got it there yet.
Henry Ruggs needs to be in jail for a long time.
How much did he get? He got a while, didn't he?
He got away with like a slap on the wrist, basically.
Did he? I thought he was still in
Yeah.
there for a long time, though.
It don't
right?
matter. It doesn't matter. He freaking killed.
That's
a lady.
true. I don't remember what happened, to be honest. What was he racing or something?
He was. I don't know if he'd been drinking or not, but he was driving like 120 and rear-ended the lady, and she burned to death in the car with her dog while he sat on the sidewalk.
What's it with these guys not doing anything to help people?
Mike, I mean, I'll give him a pass because if you hit something going 120 miles an hour, I don't think you're in the right mind to be getting up trying to pull people up. Like, he probably was, like, rocked. So I'm not saying he should have got Supermaned out of the car. But what...
He's still going 120 miles an hour.
No. I'm not giving him a pass on that. I'm giving him a pass after the fact. Like, I mean, if you're sitting on the side, if you hit something going that fast, he probably wasn't all there. Like, but he's an idiot too. So, I mean, he needs to rot where he's at.
Isn't it crazy how when that happens, like, it's always the innocent person that ends up suffering from it, and then these other dudes just walk away scot-free. Just
crazy.
Every time. Never fails.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's nuts, dude.
Oh, well. Yeah, well, I think we're going to wrap it up for the night. We appreciate you all hanging out with us.
It's been a wild one tonight, man.
We'll be back on Saturday night with a live stream. Actually, tomorrow, what am I talking about?
Yeah,
so tomorrow, members only live stream tomorrow. Mike, let's pick a time now. That way everybody knows when. What do you want to do?
We can do a little bit later in the night. That way people can have dinner and stuff. We can kind of do it, about 8 or 9 again?
Yeah. Look around the same time. We'll post it early. But we'll do members only live stream tomorrow. So if you're a member, make sure not to miss that. We'll do a giveaway. You guys that won things in the last giveaway, they have been ordered. As soon as I get them, they're coming to you.
Ray, your jersey's in the mail too, by the way, bro. You're getting that.
About time, baby. That one took forever. Ray's a saint for waiting on that.
Dude, they back ordered that
sent them 3
forever.
jerseys. Yeah. But no, y'all get over and check that out tomorrow. We'll be back with that. And then Saturday, we'll be doing another live stream. But thanks for hanging out with us. If you haven't yet, hit that like button on your way out. We appreciate you guys and all of you that, what are you laughing about?
Sam, he says, YouTube's not going to notify him.
Probably not, so keep an eye out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, hit the like button on the way out. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, do that. Hang out with us more often. And you guys watching on X, we appreciate you. Make sure to repost us. Help us get more people on X from now on. Trying to build that platform as well, so... yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with the members only live stream. Mike, you got anything left?
I don't. You guys have a good one. It's been a fun night.
Was it fun?
Yeah, we had a good one.
We all know
cathartic.
why. Mike got to talk about weird stuff like Blue Chew. That's why I liked it. See you guys.
Heaven's aside from my soul.